Okay. Setting up the stream. Alright. Righty. Oh. Yep. There we go. And there we go. Lovely. Alright. 3, 2, 1. Let us go. And now we continue Rivan's journey. Oh, I should say, Rivan's reincarnated journey. Because this was not Rivan's first life. If you want to know Rivan's first life, then, well, go to my YouTube channel and search for Rivan's journey, which took place in a Pokemon fan game. This would be Rivan's second life. Within this dystopian medieval fantasy, serving a tyrant with godly powers. Anyway, let's talk with our party members.
My Lord Binder, you have something which requires my attention?
Barrack salutes as he turns to greet you.
What can I do for you?
Let us discuss some immediate concerns. What do you think of our circumstances? The edict left little room for confusion. A representative of the Overlord must breach Ascension Hall before Kairos' Day of Swords, must assume death is the price of failure. 26th of every month or span is Kairos' Day. It is a day of holiday and rest for all within the Overlord's empire. Each day, Kairos' Day is the last day of its span and is referred to by the span's name. Kairos' Day of Swords, therefore, that is the 26th day of the span of swords. Okay. We should assist the disfavor in their siege preparations as only the Legion should take the fortified citadel. I wouldn't wager a wooden ring on the Scarlet Horse to impress I wouldn't wager a wooden ring on the Scarlet Horse impressing anyone but the vultures. Very well. Was it Lantry? Lantry stops his stride, darting his hands about his bandolier and belt as he softly mounts off a mental inventory of his inks and quills. When least assured his possessions are in place, he looks up at you with a smile. What might I do for you? Tell me about the sages. For hundreds of years, the sages have been devoted to the collection and preservation of knowledge. We are scholars, bookmakers, archivists, and students of the mystic arts and the mundane alike. The wisest of our guild, not only that I truly belong in that category, are versed in sigils and spellcraft. Or, that's at least how it used to be. With the destruction of the Vellum Citadel, the sages have been scattered to the winds. There were once more sages than I could name. Many have died or have been taken prisoner by Kairos' forces. What do you know of the Vellum Citadel? Lantry scowls, his writing hand becomes unusually still. I once felt a rush of pride at that name. Now it's a blight on our reputation. Lantry clears his throat, reasserting his smile. The Vellum Citadel, it was a beautiful sanctuary of parchment and ink. We had amassed knowledge from the Northern Empire to the coast of the Tears. It would take a score of lifetimes to learn all of the Citadel could teach you. But the sages in charge of the Vellum Citadel thought themselves above Kairos' rules. The Overlord learned the sages were copying and spreading lies and forbidden knowledge. Kairos put an end to the life at the Citadel with his Edict of Fire, Lantry saw putting a hand to his face. All that knowledge set aflame. When we bind books, we bind them to last. Our most important tomes were warded against fire and other maladies. Landry scowls. So many of the books intact as the shelf and floor metalway. I suppose it's still there. If you want to brave danger and certain death word, there's a good reason they call it the Burning Library now. He shrugs. Who leads the school? I keep learning more names of those who died during the Edict of Fire, so my information could be obsolete. But with Sage Krevnik incinerated, Sage Renata would be the current provost, and if she dies, well, fuck. Thanks to all the recent deaths, maybe I'll be next in line. Let's archive that away under things to worry about later. In truth, there isn't much of a guild left to lead. Our library fortress is in ashes, our membership is in disarray, and it doesn't help that we have something of a spotty reputation here in the tiers. Fear magic being something of a local speciality. What was your role in the guild? I'm one of the chief writers of the Chronicle. It's our attempt to record the truth of all things in their proper sequence. It's the ongoing life work of generations of sages, and I had the honor of witnessing history and having my vantage point be a matter of record. The sages were not bound to Kairos, yet you do. True, my peers can grasp many abstract concepts, but on the subject of hopeless wars, their stupidity rise to idiotic splendor. The sages believe themselves the mightiest magical guild in the tiers, and how could they even back that claim? But they mistook it being for being a match for Kairos. How it is so many can study so much history and learn so little. I've studied Kairos and the Archons in great detail, enough so that I am no longer blinded by fear of their magic, nor by envy of their special gifts. To my mind, it seems like nonsense to bow to a mere king or queen wherein one could serve Kairos, the living embodiment of rulership. Well, we'll talk more later. Indeed. I have a finite appetite for discussing myself, and I'm more than sated. Let us press onward. First.
At your service, Fatebinder.
First bows with an added flourish.
What do you need?
We'll talk later. Right then. Oh boy. Right, where's Arkwest? Taking the Outer Valley. Go to the Northern Clearing, search for the Earthshaker recruits. Reinforcements, I mean. Skeletons to secure the outer ring of Vendrian's well. You need to help them deal with the rebel forces before Kairos' armies safely march upon the citadel. Yeah, I got a lot of spells. I think I'll be sticking with a bow for the moment. Yeah, you're probably gonna need that. Right. Alright. Let us move, body. Let us move. The Northern Clearing. Tripnettle Wilderness. Tripnet under the top from the preponderance of thick stinging nettles. Though expanding settlers aggressively cleared the plant, the name persisted. The tripnettle is but one of the several expansive forests in the valley, easily capable of obscuring rebel movements and operations. You determined that the Vendrian Guard have operated in this area, making it a prime location to secure. How long would it take you? Well, that's gonna take a fucking while. Well, expect to get ambushed or something, team. Let's do this. Let's move, team. Expect encounters on the way. Oh boy. Okay, these are the Scarlet Chorus. Alright, greetings. Reinforcements! Finally! Come this way, we need to! The chorus warrior pumps his tattooed arm in salute. Midway through the gesture, a look of confusion dawns across his painted face. Sister Verse? What did I do to deserve such a helping hand? A chuckle escapes the man before he shudders, placing a hand over his mouth. At once alert of the need to remain quiet, his voice drops to a harsh whisper. The fifth eye has a sense of humor sending you. Verse returns a cold glare, but says nothing. You two know each other? This one used to run with my pack, until he left for Death Knell's gang. Motherless swine didn't even have the guts to fight me for the right to leave. He just packed up and left with his coward's tail between his fat legs. A wise move at that. How many have you lost under your command so far? He holds up a hand, stifling a smile. I misspoke. I'm sure you only got most of them killed. Can't out death by their own incompetence. Seems death now didn't take my advice and have you gelded to curb your outbursts. Oh boy. Apologize now. With a swift, confident stride, you advance on fake limp and grip his neck before he can step away. His stance wobbles at you as you clench down his throat. He presses his arms against you, desperate to push you away. At last he tears himself away from your grip, gasping for air and clutching at his throat. I'm so sorry, Mistress Verse. I did not mean any disrespect. Of course you did, and I couldn't care less. Just know this. You're not good enough to do it to my face. She sniffs and glares at him. Clean yourself up. Apologies, I've been in the field for weeks, answering to no one. I've forgotten my place. Their cat is just yonder. He points to the northeast, and we've kept an eye on them for the last couple of days. Some of them left a few hours ago, looking for food. Maybe out on a patrol, but they haven't returned yet. Might be wise to strike now while they're divided. What's your plan now? I lost 2 of my gang in the mountains and we've been on half rations for days, so until we get a much larger contingent, we're not likely to win any fight we start. Now that you're here, I figure my gang will hold back and keep an eye out for trouble. Maybe swoop in if things get messy. I would glare silently. My gang and I will lurk nearby. When you make your move, we'll send to help with capturing Florian. Don't worry, I'll let the others know you did the heavy lifting. I'll cheat at battle, but not with my reputation. Oh, she leveled up. Ooh. Let's see. What's quickness? I'll increase your might. Yes, sirree. Alright. Killing spree after your kill, strike twice. Let's go with the battlefield. Taunts a foe, forcing the attacker for a brief time. Hollow brain. That's an arrow. While only wearing light armor, gain a bonus dodge. What's her equipment? Is that light armor? That's light armor. Okay. Alright. Well, she needs that because she keeps getting destroyed. Yeah. team, let's get a move on.
On it.
Stealth mode.
On the lookout.
Alright, team. Stealth mode.
See that?
Oh. What is that? Bronze war mace. Okay. Okay, could sell that later. Or could give it to Barrack. One or the other. Gotta be thorough with everything. Can we walk around? Oh, no.
Have a look here.
Oh, someone must have spotted something. Staff of Atrophy. Okay. Okay. I could go double axes here. I'll put that away for now, maybe. What's his dual wielding? I don't think he has good dual wielding. Yeah. One-handed though. He's good at one-handed though. Alright team, continue. Oh, enemies.
See that?
Okay. Do I have my bow or do I have my...
Right. On it.
Ow. Couldn't I just... Wow, Barrack is taking a lot of damage.
working.
This is useless. I should try something else.
Wow, I'm not doing that. How tanky is this person? My goodness. Oh my goodness. How freaking tanky are they?
I got it.
Any lootable corpses? No. Right. Back to stealth mode,
On the
team.
lookout.
Back to stealthing. But first, I'll disarm this trap. Nice. Alright. Oh, enemies.
Huh. Right.
This weapon is you.
Oh shit.
On it.
Uh-oh. Oh no, I took in so much damage. Ah!
Fall before me!
Right.
Oh, that didn't work. I'll heal myself.
Time to change weapons.
Okay, that guy needs to chill.
Time to change weapons.
Fuck is wrong with my weapon?
Ow, what the heck did you just hit me with? Okay, I'll disarm that. Nothing to loot.
Moving cautiously.
Back to stealth.
I got it. Huh. Have a look here.
Disable that. Alright. I'll clear out this area first. Alright. Seems to be clear for the moment. Keep stealthing.
found something.
What? Oh. What's this? Sigil of Frostfire and Topaz. Neat. Frost and fire together. Frostfire. Oh, it's right here. You need to select expression sigil before. Okay, well, I'll select ice for the moment and distant impact. Oh, reset. Uh, 60 lore. Wow. Fire, frost. Mage frozen and mage fire. Wow. Okay, what happens if I do this? Oh, I can't do it. I can only do it to the, gotcha. That's pretty cool. Hello. The old... Looks like the Overlord's peons have arrived. Blades up. Falx in hand and ready for battle. The Vendrian guard captain bestows orders to the warriors in his camp, dressed in tarnished bronze and sporting countless scars across his arms. Pelix Florian towers over his peers. If you value your life, drop everything and flee, or stand and fight. I'm happy with that option too. It just seems unsporting for me to suggest it. Surrender now and... well, you also have the option to surrender, and I can protect the lives of your warriors. Surrender to you and what army? We have you outnumbered. You're the one who should be interested in avoiding a fight. If you surrender, they'll take you to see the voices of Narat. A poisoned blade could be tucked in your boot. What are you? What are you? First Officer Selfin raises an eyebrow. After a quick read on your face, she shrugs and returns her attention to the soldier, this time wearing a deadpan stare. Well, aren't you a traitorous little shit? That's... His sentence trails off as he looks out at the faces of his men. That's an interesting trade. My crew lives, and I get a shot at killing the Archon. Fuck, I probably never get that close to him on the battlefield. The Venturing Guard inhales deeply, taking a quick survey of the soldiers as he exhales slowly. I will do it. If you allow my soldiers to leave, I will concede and agree to be your prisoner. Well, you may surrender, and the rest of your crew may leave. You hear that? Go on and tell the crew back home that I'll return soon, and if not, the captain turns his gaze towards you. Well, if that happens, I trust you will all avenge me. But if this fate binder speaks true, I'll be back soon, and I'll even bring back a souvenir, the severed head of the voices of Narat. Nothing personal. Say your farewells. You're coming with me. Each warrior in turn approaches Florian, embraces and readies to depart, with a silent nod. When the warriors have said their goodbyes, they hoist their rucksacks and depart. Well then.
I got it.
Insects float around the... okay. Yep. Whoa. Tenderizer. Huh. What's this? Studded iron gorget. Ooh. Where the fuck is this? A hammer. Does that go with Barrett stuff? Okay, okay. Somewhat decent. Armor penetration. What's praying? Oh. Okay, okay. Even does more damage. Okay. Give that to Barrack. I don't think you need that sword. Yeah, it really doesn't. Yeah. Ah, yes, the iron gorget. Carrying. I guess. Protects the throat during battle. I think either you or I need that. Yes. I believe you need. I believe you need this. So you won't die easy in battle. Right. I am, for one, getting the fuck out of here. Where are you? Guess I'll move, yeah. And now we wait. Oh. Oh, no, they're just coming right for us. Even better. Striding into the camp at the tail end of a sprint, the Scarlet Horse warrior begins to speak but stumbles forward, bracing himself short of a collapse as he catches his breath. More on the way. His words roll out between the labored breaths. Patrol from this morning, coming back. Well, look at that. He smiles an exhausted grin through his heavy breathing. The captain's in one piece, just as requested. The voices will be pleased. The captain looks down at his feet. A slow smile creeps over his face. You haven't won just yet. Second patrol should be returning right about now. If you can tackle the incoming patrol, me and the gang will sit. See Florian is brought to the camp. The warrior salutes you with a wicked smile. Oh, and I'm to tell you to report to the disfavored camp. The two archons are gathering for another meeting will demand your presence. With any luck, maybe our fearless leaders are finally ready to deal with these oathbreakers once and for all. Oh boy. Oh shit, here they come. Get my bow out. Alright, team.
On it.
Alright, everyone get into position. Rivan, you'll be moving back here. Barrack, you'll be moving here. And yeah. Okay, I'm just trying to. Okay, never mind then.
Sorry, I can't. Right.
Okay, team.
It's a battle!
Okay, first, run back, run back, run back, run back. Hot shot. Fire.
Will do. Harsh words will cause more harm.
Oh my god, what the fuck is happening to... Oh my god, she's already getting fucked up. Okay. You're right here. Okay, oh.
Useless weapon.
Okay, we'll go back to shooting that guy.
Well struck.
Oh shit, okay. Where are your items? Oh, you should use up all your fucking potions. Nice. Frost spell on you.
Will do.
Alright. And as for you, I will just engage you with a thrust.
On it.
Can't I hit anything?
Alright, team. Good job. I believe we just returned to the tent. Oh. Return to Ash's tent. Your forces have prevailed at Echo's Crossing and Trip Nettle Wilderness. Return to Ash's tent and inform the Archons of your success. Well,
Will do.
alright, team. Let's make our way to... Do we go here, or do we go to the disfavored camp? Could do this, but I don't know. For the moment, no. I will hold off on that quest, because we are on a limit. We are on a schedule here. Yeah, we're on a schedule here. Don't want to take up too much time, otherwise we're all gonna get nuked by that edict. Which sucks. It really does suck when your life is literally on the line, because, yeah, if you don't take over Ascension Hall, is it? Well, you'll fucking die by a magical nuke. May Edict claim your worthless life. Tarkus Ari. We are not completely without our senses. We knew Kairos would issue an edict on our valley. Perhaps the Overlord has a sick sense of humor, but I can assure I laughed when I learned the death sentence was doomed death sentence doomed the Oathbreaker and Puppet equally. I had such low expectations for the servant of the so-called Archon of Justice Tunon. It seems little more than a passive stooge that sits on a throne to legitimize the carnage and plunder of other Archons, the faceless prosperity that lets Kairos claim one thing while being another. I would have hoped you actually did serve justice, the notion, not the Archon, but your actions have said otherwise. At least I can thank you for proving my cynicism entirely warranted. If you survive this upcoming slaughter, bear witness that I, Tarkus Adi, of the Vendrian God, do not take the responsibility for the actions of my crew. Should my warriors come before the court's axe, tell Tunon they were starving, desperate, and easily manipulated into a struggle that was mine, not theirs. Sell this lie as you would sell the lies of the Overlord. Tarkus Adi, Captain of the Vendrian God, Patriot of the Apex. This missive is archived. Well then. Fatebinder, the Archons are in the war tent. That I'm aware. But first, we sell shit. What might I do for you? See something you like? Let me see your wares. Right. Bronze War Mace. That's 200. Bronze Sword. Okay, so that sword's better in my offhand. I see then. I don't need this staff. I need this. The War Mace. Oh, one big crit. Nah. Get some money. I don't think any of you can wear armor. Well, their armor. Helmet, blood, moss. Okay. That's everything. What part of no are you grasping? Maybe you should put less effort into whining at me for more effort and— oh, okay. Okay, more arguments between the two legions. It warms my heart. It warms my heart to arm and armor our soldiers in only the finest. He nods with pride. Need something else? Yeah. That's a spear. Not. Is it anything? I know that's the one I sold. I'm good. I have so much money right now. Anyway, gotta make haste to the tents.
Sorry, I can't.
Right. Enter. Well, we did our mission. It only took one day in character. Or actually no, it took two. Wait. It took 2 days in character, which isn't that bad. Oh boy, more debate.
How can we trust your rabble not to turn at this last moment? How many of your conscripts have family bonds to the Vendrian Guard? It is decided. The disfavored will take the vanguard of the assault. It is the only way to assure success before the edict comes to pass.
Graven Ash's roar pulses your eardrums, his face reddening as he yells.
Oh, you're so young. We can forgive you for being stupid. Without your Archon of Stone to bring down those walls, you're out of your element. Only the chorus has the numbers required to swarm the walls from all sides. We will lead the vanguard of this battle.
The best the chorus could accomplish would be leaving a ramp-shaped pile of corpses propped up against the walls for my warriors to use. Their fortifications are not a concern. Even understaffed, my Earthshakers could breach the masonry in short order.
Another brilliant idea. Cairn's cult is, we're sure, every bit as trustworthy and sane as the late Archon of Stone himself. You did notice the spire at the center of the citadel? Hard to miss it, being only the tallest thing on the horizon and such. Certainly your Earth mages won't do anything stupid like, say, breaking the spire's foundation? What could possibly go wrong?
The voices of Narot lazily twirls the scepter. You hear the voices in your head. We love saying that name. Care, just to watch him squirm. Raven Ash had so much hair back before he met us.
I trust them more than I trust your circus of rapists, sellswords, and turncoat tearsmen.
Archon Ash turns his head, and upon seeing you in the tent, he relaxes his posture.
Tunon's Fatebinder has arrived.
The war tent falls silent, and all eyes turn to you, expectantly. Our operations in Echo Crossing and our operations in Echo Hall Crossing and Tripnatal Wilderness were successful. Why aren't you two marching towards Ascension Hall?
Nothing would please us more than to be done with this wretched valley. Perhaps if we had more support from the disfavored, and from the court.
Now that we are all assembled, I want reports. The Scarlet Chorus was going to resolve the Oathbreaker presence in the Outer Valley. What became of that?
Yes, what did become of that? We should know already, yet we do not. If we are not mistaken, the Fatebinder played a pivotal role in this operation. Fifth Eye, shed light on this baffling question.
The Oathbreaker raiders were broken, and most importantly, their captain was taken, and he has told us. The Archon of Secret grips his head as a chattering percussion of whispers pour forth.
Nothing. Curse you motherless fucks! What have you brought but fire and suffering?
The voices of Narad slaps the forehead portion of his mask, and for the moment the emerald flames within his robes dim.
Oh, suffering doesn't really capture the nuance of what we've done. Apologies. We've been savoring this one's defiance. We know much of their inner workings, their desperate allies, their foolish hopes. This is our battle to lose.
Well, my guess is he must have assimilated him. I'm guessing that's what happened to the captain.
Why I am on equal footing with Kairos' clown, I will never understand. So, Fatebinder, you would deem this mission successful?
Do I know that he's a boastful leader from an influential family? The Oathbreakers were scattered, and I took the captain alive as requested. There's not much else to add.
Iron Marshal, I understand we've established a foothold across the Matani. Report.
Securing the Matani was a gruesome affair. An agent of the School of Tide still lives, and the river was turned against us. Despite our losses, the day ended a success at Ekukal Crossing. Though victory came at a great cost. Uh-oh. When I came to secure the nearby Ekukal village, there was a distressing discovery. The villagers had been stashing iron weaponry, no doubt stolen from our supply lines. Commander Antio wished to burn the village, but the chorus disagreed, and the Fatebinder backed their claim. A few of them got away, but their leader, Captain Matani Sybil, did not. Our spies tell us she was one of the founding members of this insurrection. Her death will no doubt dishearten the Oathbreakers.
One less noble scion of Apex with delusions of relevance. Good riddance.
That's my... Yeah, I still got a lot of favor with him, though.
Have we forgotten why we marched south in the first place? Are we to rule over a sea of corpses? Have you any idea how difficult it is to tax dead people? Your treatment of the locals is short-sighted. We alone follow the commandments of the Overlord.
As if to emphasize his words, with the conductor's wand, the voices of Narat flourishes a jeweled scepter in the air. This is absurd. We aim to bring mercy and peace, while Ash remains fixated on ruthless slaughter. We take the noble path of tolerance, acceptance, forgiveness towards the enemy, while the disfavored would happily see every tearsman in a grave or cage, and yet we're seen as wicked, troublesome. We're seen as the wicked, troublesome one. We can safely assume Karos wanted some bloodshed. Otherwise, why send the disfavored?
Sophistry becomes you, Fatebinder. But we think the disfavored was sent to learn from our example. What other reason would the Overlord have for slowing us down with such a burdensome ally? Kairos' Day of Swords approaches, and our allies in the disfavored and the court refuse to work with us. There is clearly only one reason for this. Graven Ash and Tunon have allied against us. You conspire to rob us of our deserved glory.
Emerald-colored trails appear in the air as the Archon madly swings his scepter, gesticulating with growing rage. We see how it really is. You're all against us. Enough bickering. We're running out of time to take Ascension Hall.
Fatebinder is right. Our survival is at stake. All that matters is taking Ascension Hall. Iron Marshal, ready our troops. Fifth Eye, tell your gangs to cover our flanks.
You will do as we order. You are not to take orders from this addled ponce.
Then the impasse is clear. We both wish for the honor of leading this final assault on the Vendrian Guard. Since Tunon is not here to select the rightful bearer of this honor, we must turn to the Archon's proxy.
With whom do you stand?
The voices of Narad's mask tilt sideways as he lurches forward, wagging his scepter at you. The tent grows quiet as the gathering looks to you in anticipation. Now is not the time for compromise. One of us will have the honor of completing this glorious conquest. We know you will choose wisely. Now what would Rivan do? I think Rivan would probably think more objectively and probably have the Scarlet Chorus take the front lines because, well, because they can take all the Vendrian Guard recruits in and basically throw them on the front lines and have them fight against the other Vendrian Guard. So then, while they were distracted with fighting their own comrades, the disfavored behind the Scarlet Chorus will make their attack, launch their attacks from a distance, like for their Stone Crusher mages or whatever they call them, and yeah, flank them and such. So I believe the Scarlet Chorus will lead.
You'd stand with the madman and his rabble? I am shocked. I counted you amongst our allies, and your name was held in some regard amongst my troops.
Sparks dance from around the Archon's iron regalia as Gravinash fumes.
So be it. I will add another name to our record of hate. Out of respect for the Blue Flag troops, I won't have you slain where you stand. If you leave my camp and don't look back.
A wise choice. The Scarlet Chorus will be honored to silence the last of the Vendrian Guard insult. Gravinash, we hereby order you to stand down and remain here at camp until we have secured the Citadel.
Yes, by Rivan's hatred of the Scarlet Chorus, he has to be objective and more or less fair. Yeah.
If the chorus leads the charge, they will fail. I will not sit idly by while the edict claims my legion. The disfavored will carve a path to the Citadel on our own, if that's what it takes.
And besides, Rivan can't exactly be any more biased, because, I mean, yeah, he has been biased before by supporting more of the disfavored. He can't, because he knows that, well, he kind of figures if he pisses off one faction long enough, then they'll probably go out of the way and try to probably assassinate him or even try to manipulate him in some way. So you have to do it for the safety of the operation and himself. Oh shit, they're gonna box. Holy shit. Holy shit. Wow, they're really gonna duke it out. They're really gonna duke it out. Fatebinder, your vision comes into focus, as does the feeling of your hand on your shoulder. Are you with me, Fatebinder? You don't look hurt, but say something. Ugh. What happened? Your guardian here came to your rescue. The Crimson Spear taps Barak on the shoulder with a hearty smile. Barak turns to greet the jester with a cold stare.
I wasn't trying to save you. I was trying to save her.
He points to Verse and sighs.
And what happened, you bleeding hard iron shit tower?
Verse crosses her arms and glares.
I picked her up and she stabbed me. Put a dent in my side that I won't forget. So I put her down and dragged you out here to recuperate.
What is it with you two?
This is no time to narrate our life stories. If the edict comes crashing down on our heads, none of it will matter anyway.
On that note, better to leave now while we're well parted. You've made your allegiances clear. I hope you serve a good long term with the Scarlet Chorus, and that we never meet on the wrong side of the battlefield.
Barak, I would like to have you know this isn't about choosing sides. It's about resolving the edict. Stay with me as your deputy at least that long, and I will release you. Then I will release you from... Actually, I needed to make a decision, and I sided with the army that has the numbers. You are too quick to label me as an enemy.
I've had enough of your justifications and empty values. Your actions speak a great deal louder than your slippery words. How could I put my trust in an enemy of the great general? Why shouldn't I simply kill you now, traitor?
Barrack roars with an inhuman fury and shoves you with all his strength. He raises his hands as if to strangle you, then lowers them, trembling with restraint.
No. You aren't worth it. I have too much to accomplish in service to the great general to deal with you now. When we meet in the field of battle, I won't have any reservations about cutting off your breath.
You realize that you struck an agent of the core, don't you? Barrack stands perfectly still, his hands balled at his sides. By my office, I command you to stand by my side as an unwilling vassal. Welcome to war, soldier.
Between my temper and your reckless authority, I don't know which of us I hate more right now. Very well. Know that whenever I raise my arm in combat, I would rather bring it down on your head.
The voices of Nerat has already departed for camp. I'm headed there now. Come, join us. We would be honored to have you join us for the assault. He lets out a wicked chuckle as he turns to depart. I mean, it's not like there's anything left for you here. Yeah, unfortunate. Actually, wait, we could have actually just taken those... Wait, are you kidding me? We actually could have just taken that quest and come back here and... Oh. Oops. Oh well. Alright, back to back. I'll just boost your might up a bit. Yep. Okay. Ooh, okay. Retribution. Boop. What's my allegiance? No, we're still in good terms with them. On a relative standard. Yeah, we're still in relatively good oh boy. I'm surprised I still maintained a good level of favor. Doesn't seem like a massive impact in the least. Right, let's get a move on. Where the fuck are we going? Hold on. Sultan Citadel. Speak with the Fifth Eye. You made your side known in confrontation you witnessed between the two Archons. Speak with the Fifth Eye at the Scarlet Chorus camp to begin the assault. Got it. Yep. Well, I mean, I already did like one side quest to help the efforts anyway by reacquisitioning the iron supply that was meant to be delivered to the disfavored camp, so balance needs to be made. Because, well, can't be supporting the disfavored all the time. Because, yeah, as much as Rivan inherently hate, as much as Rivan does not like Scarlet Chorus as much, because Again, the most likely the reason why his beast tribe got absolutely fucked over. Yeah, he still has to work with them and make sure that they don't do anything irrational that would go against the mission's objective by, yeah, constantly being in the bias of the disfavored. So, yeah. Anyway, hello, fifth eye. Wait, you're the star. Where is the fifth eye? Oh, he's over there. Siren? Oh, are you the... Siren. A young woman stands flanked by a pair of soldiers. The ornate headdress cresting her brow lends her otherwise small figure an intimidating aspect. From gear to gown, everything about her starkly contrasts the wretched state of the camp. She looks at you, both at ease and uncomfortable, composed in her element, and completely unsure. She turns to you.
Oh, look. Father has returned. Have I gotten out of line? Have you come to punish me? Am I a bad girl? Or do you just want to use my power?
Her face takes on a mock-serious demeanor as she speaks with her words. You hear the sound of a breeze rustling through the forest. It's at the same time calming and distressing. The girl smiles.
Have you already forgotten me, Fatebinder? Do you remember? You let
Oh.
the disfavored kill my followers.
Ah.
The flock of Siren, the Archon of Song.
Ah, right. Right. Her voice drips with an acid you feel at the back of your mind. Her eyes harden. She moves forward and the soldiers to her side move in. Barring a passage with their weapons, she looks at them, then pushes the swords apart with a finger. When she does so, the burning pain in your head ceases.
If I wanted him dead, do you think your swords could stop me?
She looks at you again, a mixture of frustration and boredom fighting her inner features.
I guess they don't want a repeat of Lethian's crossing because they're not protecting me. They're protecting.
She trails on, making a dismissive gesture towards the rest of the camp.
If some people started worshipping me, is that really such a bad thing? Is Kairos really so insecure to worry about a little competition? Look at me! Do you think I seem dangerous? What harm can a 15-year-old girl cause? I'm only a child.
The smile falters. She looks down, her hand moving toward the headdress, her thumb tracing the edge along her jawline. She looks back up, the hard look in the back of her eyes. She regards you for a moment before continuing.
So, Tunon's Fatebinder in the middle of a battlefield. Kairos must be desperate. You were sent to shame Ash and Narat into action, weren't you? Ash certainly needs someone to dig a heel into his back. If only to distract him from his problem.
She purses her lips in thought.
But Narat, he's just a cat playing with a realm-sized mouse, isn't he?
What are you suggesting about Narat? What? Oh, never mind. There isn't anything interesting happening in camp, and the solitude is making me paranoid. Narat is the Archon of Secrets. I'm sure he has one or two he isn't sharing with anyone. With everyone.
I can't be expected to keep track of all his comings and goings, his plans and secret meetings, his betrayals.
She trails off and stands in thought for a few moments.
Anyway, we have a more important matter to deal with. There is something you can do to assist me.
From the corner of your eye, you can see Verse cup her hands into her ears, turning her head away from Siren. Siren's mouth opens in a perfect O shape, and the sound that pours out is captivating, entrancing. It dampens the ambient bustle of the camp, until it seems that nothing exists but her voice.
Remove my helmet.
What are you trying to do to me?
Really? That's it? How disappointing. It was worth a try, I suppose, though it appears to have been a colossal waste of effort.
She sighs and gives a sheepish smile.
I hoped you would assist me in a delicate matter, but it appears you're more nuisance than help. I have no further use for you. Perhaps later. You're dismissed, Fatebinder.
Not as powerful as you imagine yourself to be, are you?
I said dismissed until I have further need of you. Your presence displeases me.
This time her voice takes on a different quality. It screeches like a piece of flint struck in a grinding wheel. You can feel it down your toes, and you want nothing more than to make a hasty exit before the Archon inflicts more of her terrifying song.
For the love of Kairos! That was the Archon of Song in the flesh!
Oh, her. We go way back.
You know the Archon? I dare say, traveling with you will prove most illuminating.
I can't quite say that it was a pleasant experience after our interaction. Ooh. And what does this do? Wheel of Ages. Fatebinder and Light should work together to create a slowing aura around a party member. Foes within the range of the aura are slowed. When party members are inside the aura, they will have their hostile effects suspended. Nice. Man, I have so much fucking skills. Spells, combo abilities. Holy shit, I have so many. Oh boy, that's a lot of shit to keep track. Right. Who's this big guy? Night Owl, a young beast. Beastman! A beastman stands in the shadow of a young beastman stands in the shadow of an enormous beast woman, whose stature still manages to loom over you. Even in her crouched position, the beastman's mouth froths with spittle that launches in every direction as he snarls at her. Nightjar was promised worthy, tough prey for joining, but Beast Woman only allows Nightjar to hunt weakest of humans, save his best kills herself. He points to the earth, causing a small fissure to erupt. Nightjar was second strongest of Stonesucker males before joining Scarlet Humans, rotted with even with 100 Bloodwood Tribe's Prima. She was promised own back for abandoning tribemates. Stonestalker? The largest spanning beast tribe in the entirety of the tiers, the Stonestalkers of Azure nearly tripled in population during the period of domestication and forced labor in service to farmers and ranchers of the realm. However, like all beasts, the Stonestalkers were born wild and yearned to range free, unfettered by humans within their own homeland. In ancient times, the tribe was known as the Meadowkins, but they were denied a name during their centuries of enslavement. In the turmoil created by Kairos' invasion of the Tiers and conquest of Azure, the beasts rebelled and won their freedom. Drawn to the enigmatic presence of Cairn, Archon of Stone, the beasts took on the name Stonestalker as their own. After Cairn's defeat, when Kairos proclaimed the Edict of Stone on Azure, creating the Stone Sea, the Stonestalkers retreated into the wilds. The humans who have since encroached on their territory have been slaughtered. Neat. And Prima. Leader of the beast tribe, a supremacy almost always held by a female. This rank is won and defended through vicious bloodshed and fights for dominance rather than birthright. Many alphas may exist within a single tribe, but only one can rise above the others as Prima. The crouched beast woman lets out a deafening cackle, her broad, sharp teeth appearing between each bellow. Strong Stonestalker, beastman worth rotting, she snorts. No claws at throat. She sees only mewling first season cub before beast woman now. She sees only tender foot, only weak whelp fit to chase injured dying prey, not best fighters on battlefield. Night Owl bares his teeth and lunges for the beast woman, but she is swift to stand, hackles raised, and a callous palm from far larger than his head harshly pins into the ground in one deft swipe. His face smashes into the earth with a whip-like crack of stone followed by a defeated whimper. Claws at throat stares down at you with as much regard as she might show the wild dogs that roam the camp. Human! Her nostrils flare as she inhales deeply, scouring her memory for your familiar scent. Then she cants her head curiously from one side, and her keen, amber eyes darken with a sudden feral desire. Human smells of kith, far northern tribe. It's strange. Human is hairless, blood-clawed and male, but smells good. Smells better than Nigel. Yep, because Rivan was part of a beastman tribe. And he has... Yeah, because he was friends with the beastmen. The beastmen that adopted him after he... And when he was a child, after his town got destroyed by Kairos. She grinds the beastman's face deep into the jar before lifting her clawed and gnarled fingers off him. He quickly scrambles to his feet to nurse his head. Yeah, okay, so these are the beastmen. Oh, so they're literally they're actual beastmen. Okay, good to know. I thought that was like a title for how strong they are. I thought they were just humans who are the strength of a beast, but they're actually beast people. Okay, good to know. Speak quickly, and maybe Beast Movement will listen. Aw yeah, baby. Hunter background, motherfucker. Bare your teeth in a wild, dangerous grin. Bare your teeth in a wild, dangerous grin. You smell right. I was a member of the Bounding Viper tribe, raised as the Prima's own brood. Hey, motherfucker, you have gained favor with the Stone Stalker tribe. Yes! Oh yeah, Rivan's gonna like these guys. The beast woman perks up at your boast. She sniffs at you curiously, more thoroughly than before, and she smacks her lips softly, longingly, beginning to slather and drool. For a moment, you think she'll make a grab for you, but she merely sits back on her haunches, relaxed and watching you, pleasantly piqued as she scratches the taut stretch of her hard, muscled stomach. Would like to hunt with human from Bounding Viper tribe. Little Blood Claw will join Beast Woman in hot slaughter of humans in one season soon, yes? What's going on here? Human has keen eyes, yes? Oh wait, no, that's... Oh no, that's her. Human has keen eyes, yes. Can see Beast Woman is disciplining insolent packmate. She snaps at a menacing sneer at the cowed beastman. Mewling, whimpering male nightjar will learn beastman's rank in new pack, or will not survive for many seasons longer. A soft growl burbles up from the back of his throat in response to her threat, but he keeps his eyes downcast, refusing to meet her gaze. How did you come... actually, what tribe are you from, beast? She pops her dirty, hairy teats and purrs with pride. Claws at throat, was born of tribe with no name and no lands, called Summer Snout by deersmen who stole other lands from tribe's ancestors. Then Claws at throat became Great Stone Stalker, slaughtered owned slavers and fought for tribe's freedom. Tribe who became strong, unbreakable as stone, because of Earth mystical Archon Cairn. She sniffs at the memory, but now Cairn sleeps and dreams, drifting slowly into death in stone lands. 100 blood protects free tribe, and Claws at Door fights to kill more deersmen as Scarlet Stalker. How did you come to join the Scarlet Chorus? Human pack on Scarlet Chorus is vicious, cunning, feral like drives, like Beast Woman. She snarls, but the sound is pleased and rumbling, nearly a purr, as she cranes her face in the direction of the voices of Narat's war tent. Chorus humans are dirty and weak like rotten meat, so easily shriek and tear at own throats, but also respect strongness of pack. And Beast Women are strongest of all creatures, are best predators, like Archons called Narat. Pack's Fierce and ruthless alpha is mystic who can swallow prey, blood and bones whole. Make beast moment want to run, fight, kill. Makes beast woman want to run, fight, kill, she sighs hungrily. Makes beast woman want. Well, that's interesting. Neat. Well, Rivan's, well, this certainly changes a lot of things, because there's actual beast people here. And Rivan's, well, he likes the beast people because, again, he was raised by them. And he was taught, well, at least from his tribe, to respect nature. Wait, did the founding tribe worship nature or something like that? Well, I don't think they worship nature, but they live with primitive lives and travel all around the world, I guess. But anyway, nah, I don't think Rivan would want to tussle with any of his, well, not his own people. He's on the Beastman himself, but he doesn't want to tussle with any beast. Well, with the Beastmen in general, because he doesn't want to fight against the species that helped raised him and became the person who he is. So yeah, farewell. That was an interesting. Yeah. Sole surviving Beastman tribe of Asher. After regaining their fear at him during the terrorist invasion, the Stonestalkers retreated from the contact with mankind. Neat. We're pleased by your strength. Fallen leader. Once per combat, when you are defeated, nearby allies will receive a bonus to might, fitness. Oh, okay, that's neat. Wild strength. Nice. Well, that was an interesting meetup. Anyway, where's the fifth eye? Ah. Right here. The eve of battle is upon us. Ready yourself for the siege of Vendrian's Well. With the edict looming, there is no turning back. The course is brave and fearless, but it lacks order, and if we lose discipline and tarry on our march, or falter in our siege, the edict will kill us before the Oathbreakers, or the disfavored have the chance. And offer, Fate Binder, march with us, add your strength to our tide of blades. The mob could learn from your example, and your prowess would certainly inspire. I have some other questions. Was there anything else? What's your role in the chorus? While the whole of the chorus remains loyal to the voices of Rot, I am truly the most loyal. His voice becomes wistful. Oh, so loyal of his numerous warriors. He's a Crimson Spear, part of the Archon's inner circle. Dozens of the strongest gang bosses answer to him, and from there are others, the orders that trickle down to the rest of the army. I am the Archon's martial retainer and humble servant. I am his eyes and ears, but also his mouth, for I speak with his authority when he is absent. He twirls his flanked spear in his hand, and I am his killing edge when the rabble is moved to war. When did you take the vows of the course? Unlike most of the conscripts here, I do not need to cudgel against the head to see the wisdom of the Arcana's secrets. I proudly joined the chorus in its nascent days. I left my home in the bastard city to join with the incoming chorus, and the rest is glory and history. These days, you follow the chorus or die. We choose this path and kill to defend our place, or the old guard. Even if it's been 2 or 3 years, the course has a short memory. What can you tell me about the Ascension Hall? At the center of Vendrian's Well, at the base of the mountain spire. He points to the northeast where the spire cuts a vertical line rising above all other mountains in the horizon. It's a small fortification. Ascension Hall is the name of the Citadel's inner council chamber. We had left the garrison when the valley was first taken in 429, with the citadel being their base of operations. When the Oathbreakers staged their revolt, the garrison at Ascension Hall was defeated. Makes sense that Kairos' edict would demand that we burn this rebellion back to its point of origin. What do you know of the disfavored commander? The Iron Marshal Erenios is a doting warrior, just like the Archon of War. She is one of the few selected disfavored, cautious and cowardly enough to be trusted with the Archon's Iron Trotters. No doubt her primary qualifications include being related to Ash. The Legion's a little too big in its pedigree, if you catch my drift. Keep insulting my commander and I'll slap that mask off your face. Not that I'm eager to see what's inside. Your mutual disrespect will be on our making. Do I need to discipline you both? Oh fuck, what? No! Oh shit! No, I did not mean to push that button. I misclicked. I meant to. Okay, I'm just gonna use my number pad from now on. I suppose that depends on where you're standing, illustrious Fatebinder. The fifth eye bows. Not all of us enjoy the privilege of lawful objectivity. Some of us have to endure these cretins in their pitiful excuse on war. He nods the back. Yeah, I did not mean to do that. Sorry. I was meant to push the third option. Enough. Fatebinder. The Fatebinder is here because these debates have stayed our hands for too long. Say what you would for the Iron Marshal. If only we can part ways and be done with the siege. Though I am loath to speak highly of her, I cannot deny she is a brilliant swordswoman, and the other disfavored seem to take her seriously, despite the serious stick that popped up her backside. Very well. Can we march to? The eve of battle is upon us. Ready yourself for the siege of vengeance. Well, with the edict looming, there is no turning back. Yep. I will lead the vanguard of the Scarlet Chorus. As suspected, the call of glory sings to your heart's tune. The fifth eye claps his bloody gloves together. The camp will mobilize soon. We will meet at the staging grounds of the Citadel. This will be a glorious hunt, Fatebinder. Something to tell the children. Well, to the Citadel. Actually, is there anything new in stock, my good friend? Actually, we're not exactly friends, but let me see your wows. Anything you want? I'll leave first. Okay. Okay. Just buy some shit for verse. Ooh, actually. Ooh, that's actually really good. Compare. Okay. It's slightly better than the helmet I'm wearing, so I'll buy that. Horde boots for... Oh, wow. What about for you? Yeah, you need that. And is that good armor for me? No. Okay. Good armor for you. Overall. Light leather helmet. I don't think I need that. Negative. Okay. Alright. Alright. Oh no, don't take that. Okay. Did that make any changes to her stats? Oh, they did, yeah. That increased her stats. Yep. Our team, oh, actually. Actually, we're good on potions. Alright, team, let's get moving. Again, Baz, Siren, stuff like that. Ghosts. Actually, hold on. This. Well, look who we have here. Chewing on some manner of crud, a heavy-set soldier flings spittle and crumbs as she talks. The faint binder finally shows himself. I'm Reg. The second soldier chimes in, and this is Baz. We were wondering when you might pay the cab a visit. The fifth five has been a little starved for attention. He orders us to watch you like a troublesome babe. Make sure you don't get out of line. Baz knits her fingers together, joints crackling as she smiles. Reg clears his throat loudly, scowling at Baz. Something like that. If you have questions, ask us. Good luck finding anyone else in camp who will give you answers or even a smile. So, anything we can do for you? What do you know about Vengeance? Well, the walls might seem imposing, but the Vengeance Guard do a better job of hiding its weaknesses than fixing them. She shrugs. We took care of the Citadel once before. We can take it again. We have to, don't we? Reg looks up at the imposing tower of the spire. Though Kairos knows I don't want to stay any longer than necessary. She follows her gaze and shakes her head. You should know better than to parade your cowardice before the Fate Binder. It's not cowardice, it's just superstition. Are you afraid of the spire? Sorry, Fate Binder. I should not have mentioned anything. He sighs. The fact of the matter is, we were told to stay away from spires and old walls ever since we were babies. Of all the dumb childhood lessons that fell by the wayside, that one stayed the same. Imagine a soldier of the chorus pissing himself over architecture. More like what's underneath it. Reg frowns. The Bane lurk around those old sites and kills anything they can catch unawares. I'm no wish to meet the Bane in combat unless there are hundreds of bloody chanters at my back. She twists her lips into a frown as she considers this. Me neither, I suppose. Tell me about yourself, Baz. I was a sales sword back at the beck and call of fat merchants. Just another dented face in the crowd. After too many years of spilling blood in local skirmishes, I realized I was only killing time. Then Kara showed me a better way. Unity, purpose. Now I fight for something, not just someone. Been watching the Scarlet Furies practicing my blade work. Not good enough to join them yet, but I bet I could show you a thing or two. Tell me about yourself, Reg. He scratches the back of his head at a loss for words. I had a family, a farm, and the chorus came, and well, I have the chorus. Priorities change when you hear the screams in the night and feel a blade pressed to your neck. Things like farms or families don't seem as important. I used to have nightmares thinking about the culling. When the Skeletars cut strips a village, they hold a ceremony known as the culling. Every able-bodied man, woman, and child is given a weapon and forced to fight their family and friends to the death. Those who survive are deemed strong enough and free from the old ties to join the army of voices of Narat. Felt awful. Remember how I hacked with my ma and dad to bits so I could survive. Rex' eyes shadowed for a moment with sorrow, taking on a feverish gleam. The fifth eye had me howling one night, pulling me out of the hole and took an interest in me. Now I'm studying magic, calling fire from nothing. If my mom and dad could see me now, they'd be so proud. Tell me about your time in the Scarlet Chorus. Rick and I were conscripted at the gates of judgment. He used to fight for Okon, me for Azure. Baz chuckles, sketching her chin in thought. How many fights have we survived so far? 11. Reg begins to count in a series across his fingers. No, 14. I count each day in Zunder separately. The chorus is. Baz looks up at the camp and shrugs. Not as bad as it smells. Strong like me and Reg. We're allowed to take what we want, what we deserve. We live only as well as our strength of forces as it should be. Let's see what you can teach me, Baz. Let's dance, Binder. Oh. Oh, unfortunate. But they have the skills I like. Baz spits a wad of chewed bread into her open palm. These rations are foul. Taste it. Can't tell if it's poison or mold. That our watchers spotted his favorite scouts by the grain stores. You don't think? I feel fine. Maybe it's a herb to slow my hand at battle. Sabotage is a coward's weapon. Maybe it's just gone bad. Seeing you, Rex pockets his rations without taking a bite. Fate Binder. Yep. Show me what the fifth eye has been teaching you. We'll make this valley burn. What do you teach? Ooh, subterfuge lore. Not gonna lie, guys. Seems like seems like the Scarlet Chorus are slowly coming to Rivan's liking. Despite his suspicions of them probably being the ones who fucked over his tribe, it seems like he's seeing more of what they are instead of the first impression he got before when he was attacked when he was a child. But then again, it could not have been them. It could have just been a different legion, but at the time he was just a child, so he wouldn't have remembered as much. And now that he saw some beastmen, now part of the Scarlet Chorus, well, that willingly joined for the Scarlet Chorus, well, yeah, his perspective is taking a slight shift. Anyway, where the fuck do we go? Ah, gotcha. Alright. Okay then, nothing new yet. Let's get a move on to the Citadel. Vendrian's Well Citadel. This ancient fortress rests within the center of Apex's valley. It's ring-shaped, while mimicking the mountains that border the nation. The citadel has been repaired and while understaffed, remains a formidable presence in the valley. Let's move. Let's go, team. Yeah. I'm gonna save my companion combos for when I really need them. Because I got quite a lot under my belt. Lovely.
Let's go speak with the fifth eye. I can see him to the east.
Very well. Oh. There he is. Glory to the voices of Narat. The fifth eye salutes you, his vast face glancing nervously in all directions, despite the rest of the body's otherwise confident posture. The mustering song is nearly complete. Soon comes the canticle of slaughter, and we all need the strong. He jabs a finger towards you, to rise up and lead. By custom, you are judge, jury, and executioner. Today, we must ask you to take on the last and most sublime of your sacred duties. The best bluff is often the most obvious. The fifth eye points a bloody finger towards the main gate of the Citadel. We charge for the gate, right into the Oathbreaker's doorstep. The Horde should bring down the defenders surging into the inside of the gate. Then we unleash our magic. Fire and panic will claim the Oathbreakers. The more concentrated the defenders, the better. What is disfavored? Our scouts report Iron Legionaries moving in the area. It's obvious they have the same goal as we do. They are just a step ahead. It would seem, make no mistake, the Oathbreakers will be a minor inconvenience. The foul disfavor would be more of a worthy challenge. We must stay alert. Wait, are they gonna fight us? Oh my god. I should have. Well, I should have. Ron should have said. Oh well, I should have said we should work together. But oh well. Didn't really want to go with the communist option. Anyway, well, the seemingly communist option anyway. So anyway, what can we expect from the Oathbreakers? The Vendrian Guard will flail vigorously on their way out, but it will be for naught. In the dilemma between courage and overwhelming numbers, never wager on courage. The fifth eye gestures east. We are more concerned by the disfavor's presence. They are likely waiting for us to engage the enemy, so they might surround us while occupied. Given that the edict compels us forward, we will have a rousing melee ahead of us. Very well, I'm ready to do this. Our blood chanters are readying a configuration that should take the gate off its hinges, but at the same time, the Oathbreaker mages are warding the gate with protective magic. He points to the northwest. I need someone to scale the wall and kill the mages maintaining the ward. If I send these unwashed pukes, their corpses will clog the parapets. This task requires your strength. If you are wounded in battle, come see me once more and I will tend to the bleeding, though my methods do nothing for the pain. Enemies inbound, I call on first blood. Dibs. I got dibs on this enemy. Alright. Alright, team.
On it.
Okay.
It's a battle!
Oh shit. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay. What the fuck are you guys doing? Attack!
Will do.
Damn thing can... Never had a chance.
Does she not have any... Oh my god.
Oh, someone stitch me up.
Oh my god, she needs to fucking heal. What the fuck are you doing, mate? Start healing her.
Consider it done.
What do we have here?
Oh boy.
I got it. Right.
Damn thing couldn't pierce cloth.
Oh, nice. Right. Just gonna increase your potency here. Just spell potency. Haste of preservation seals. Okay. Well, that's a pretty good skill. Meanwhile, actually, I'll read that later. Alright. Anyone need healing? Gotta heal you again. Fucking Verse, always getting injured. Okay.
What is wrong with my weapon? Hope you fancy red.
What the fuck is...
I got it.
Yoink. I can't... Who's the enemy and who's not? Okay. Okay, so we need to find a way to get up on the fucking wall. Yeah, we need to scale the wall. Any way we can do that? No. Oh. Scarlet Chorus armor. I could sell them later. Okay. Should I move on team? Is that lootable? Okay. Just a fifth eye. Yeah. Understandable. Have a nice day. Oh. Oh boy. Here we go. Team, get into battle position. Gonna make you fall prone.
I'm not here to make friends.
Smash to pieces!
Will do.
Fall before me!
Oh, I guess I missed. Right. Loot his corpse. Yoink. Alright. Alright, team. Let's find
Would you
a...
take a look at that?
Oh, oh shit. Ow. Ow. Okay, we will wait and heal. Okay, let's look around the area for the moment. In the meantime, let's just read the message. Dawn of Ascension. Rivan, the Archons inform me that the recapture of the Citadel for the Vendrian's insurrectionists continues apace. That they wrote me separately of their divergent tactical intentions engenders no small concern, but I trust now in your efforts. May your good judgment see through your coming confrontation with glory and success, back to the safety of our court. Turin the Agitator, Archon of Justice. Thank him. Archon Turin. As always, your words fortify me against the imminent difficulty and strife. I eagerly anticipate returning to your hall. A reasonable discussion of the Overlord's legal code appeals greatly after the discord of this campaign. Fatefinder Rivan. Yes, Rivan would obviously thank him. Not genuinely, but just to gain favor. Because how Rivan's approaching the whole Overlord Kairos thing is as well. He's gonna try and work his way up and gain enough trust for him to be around Overlord Kairos, and then stab him in the back and basically try to take down this whole shebang. Because this guy has created so many edicts that literally endanger both man and nature alike. Well, more importantly, nature, because edicts are basically magical nukes, and he wants them gone. So yeah, send it. Anyway, lovely. Alright, we'll advance. Okay. Alright, team. Okay, let's see. Okay, I sense you will be a fucking problem.
Will do.
Because you wield two hands. You're wielding a two-handed weapon. And I will mark you prone. Just two-handed weapon motherfuckers seem to have a lot of... well, a lot of DPS. A lot of damage. Oh boy. Oh shit. Oh shit. Fire. Heart shot.
Harsh words would cause more harm than this useless weapon.
Okay. I still have my ally abilities. I have a lot. Okay. Nice, but not necessary. Wheel of Ages. We're trying to get the slowing aura among the party members. I don't think that's necessary for the moment. Death from above. Okay. Iron Storm. I don't think I need to use any of them for the moment. Yeah, just continue.
I'll tear your skeleton out by your ass!
Lantry. I'll heal you up, buddy. Okay.
That section of the wall looks suitable
Yeah, I know. I already noticed that, mate. Okay.
for climbing.
First, we ransack their shit. Okay.
I got it.
And I'll level them up. Let's see here. Resolve. No. Finesse, accuracy, armor deflection. Might, strength, endure. I'll increase my wits a bit. Because I'll need it because I've been using a lot of spells. When superior, replace parry with dodge while defending against melee attacks. Ooh! What's my dodge? What's my parry? Okay, well my dodge is slightly better than my parry. Bow mastery. Allows basic attacks to strike multiple times. Ooh, that's pretty good. Penetrating shot. But throwing mastery. I don't use throwing weapons. Branch spell slots. Energy shield. For arcane charge. Mark enemy. Okay, attacks the mark. Nice. Agility, faster combat. Put that there. Yep. Right. I can unlock that shit. Let's see what we got. Hammer. Oh, let's see. Bronze hammer. Okay. Tier Forge bronze spear. Okay. And an aquamarine. Wink. What we got? Right. Okay, team. Let's get moving. Let's scale that wall. Alright. Alright, team.
Right.
Attack.
Heads up, we have company.
Just me. Okay.
On it.
I missed. Great. Fireball.
Right.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh, he's doing damage. Oh boy, that's a lot of damage. Lantry, get yourself up, mate. Hard shot. Kill that guy.
Right.
Bleed out, you little shit.
Okay, team.
On it.
Gotta wait up for a bit. Scope out the area first. Alright. Slowly make our way down. What we got? They've scaled the walls. My company fall back to the Ascension Hall. Made the. Okay. Okay then. Alright, team.
On it.
Charge, I guess.
To be your champion.
Damn thing couldn't pierce cloth.
Ow.
On it.
Harsh words would cause more harm than this useless weapon.
This isn't working.
I need to try a different weapon.
This isn't working.
Will do.
You will fall before us. Fall before me.
Alright, mages are done. Get ready to breach. Alright team, get ready to breach. Nice. I think we probably should have moved out of the way before the... Okay, we already did. Okay. Alright. Oh, hi guys, we're still friends, right? Stand aside. Ascension Hall is ours alone for the taking. The fifth eye swings his spear in broad arcs as he roars in his cackling tenor. Withdraw at once before you feel the weight of 1,000 chorus blades and bludgeons. No sooner would a family of maggots beat a pack of wolves. The disfavored commander beckons the Scarlet Chorus forward. Come, I'll take you 5 at a time just to make things fair. So about that edict. Time is of the essence. You head into the keep. I've been waiting for a long time to run my spear through a disfavored's heart. I hope Raven Ash can feel it. Shit. When this is all over, I'm gonna go back to fucking Tunin and tell him to fucking tell somebody to get the disfavored and the bloody Scarlet Taurus to get their shit together and stop fighting each other. Oh my goodness. Hi.
Right.
They're here. They breached the perimeter. They're in the keep. A whistling shrill warning signal. The Oathbreaker falls back deeper into the keep. Ah, shit. Alright, team. Get ready. Actually, switch back to my bow. Alright, team. What we got? We're looting this place. Yoink. I see. I don't wear heavy armor, so none of my concern. Oh shit. Right.
On it.
Come at me, grave me.
Okay.
Damn thing couldn't pierce cloth.
Rusted solid.
Well, that didn't work. Let's see. Anyone need healing? No? Okay. Well, might as well use up my abilities here. Launch burst into the air, allowing to release a series of well-aimed arrows into the targets from above. Each arrow strikes true and has armor penetration. Well, let's do it.
Wait my signal.
Wait for my signal, buddy. Huh. Okay, that was not bad. Iron tolling. But bang on their shields, and I don't have a shield. Harassing the enemy compared to a type of short time of off guard, the form uses the ability to parry until they recover other senses. I think I'm good for now. Where is Verse? There you are.
This weapon is entirely worthless.
Damn thing couldn't pierce cloth.
Alright. Nice. Okay, fireball. You.
I got it.
Work. It would cause more harm than this useless weapon.
Bleed out, you little shit.
Entry. Back. Yep.
On it.
That's how it's done.
Alright, good job, team. There's so much shit to loot. Okay. But we can't breach these areas, so we gotta have to forward a bit. Oh boy, okay. Alright, bye.
Your days end here.
Do you have eyes on this?
Did I miss my fireball? Oh my god, I did.
Right.
There we go. I hit them with that. The shot.
On it.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, man, Barrack's such a good tank. But I mean, if we get a Beastman companion, I'd be really happy.
Pay attention, kids. You might learn something.
What a flex. Neat. What do we have here? I don't use javelins. What we got in here? Ooh, potions. Food supplies. What we got here? A lot of food and nail. What we got here? A lot of food. Okay.
Right.
What sort of foods we got? Oh wow, I keep forgetting I have these buff potions, and I rarely use them. I rarely use these food items. Anyway. dagger. Yes, I'll give you this. Give you some cheese. Azure bell. Actually, you could use that more than cheese. Alright. Let's get back to it, team. Let's kill some more Vendrian. Alright, let's kill these motherfuckers. Alright.
I'm not here to make friends.
Take that!
Wait!
Will do.
I did
Oh,
not-
you can oh, you're gonna cast Rim Spike? Well, I can too, motherfucker. Yeah, that's right. You're not the only spellcaster in this room. Nice. Okay, who's taking... Oh boy. Okay. Oh. We need to get... Oh boy.
I missed that.
Oof. Did you miss? Oh, you actually missed that?
On it. Take that!
Right, what do we have here? Ooh, read the scroll and absorb the magic knowledge it contains. I got the lore for it, baby. Spell core, sigil of force. Now that's interesting. Sigil force is the energy that push and knock enemies to the ground. Hmm. Consecutive boat. Oh, I can actually give it to them. Sensitivity. Accuracy. I'll give that to you. You deserve a new spell. As for... Oh, right, I keep forgetting that. Do you have enough lore for this? No, you don't. Well, someday. Not today. Still beyond my control, apparently. Oh well. Right. What have we got to take? Light bronze gauntlets. We can unlock that. Oh,
Don't know about you, but I feel like
like fuck. Smell that. Killing spree. I like killing spree. Oh,
fighting someone.
a scroll. Okay. Sage's hood. Yoink. Would you like a sage's hood? Oh no, that's shit. Okay. Alright. Nothing else. Oh.
Will do. I got it.
What the fuck? Where did he go? Okay then. Give it to him, Scarlet. Mage fire. Oh, this person has lightning spells. Oh my god, that did so much damage. Oh shit. Holy shit, that did so much. What the fuck? Where is Scarlet? I mean, Verse. I keep calling her Scarlet because she's in the faction. Okay, okay. Oh my god, okay. I'm making you prone. Okay, right. Wheel of Ages.
Wait my signal.
They won't even get close.
Oh boy.
On your knees, worm!
I seem to be unwell.
I'll tear your
Fire.
skeleton out by your ass.
Alright, Verse.
Will do.
Take that heal. Oh my god.
Right.
Holy shit. Anything up here? Don't. Anything down here? No, nothing. Okay, team. Let's move. Let's move in, team. Oh boy. Oh hey, it's it's the negotiator that we spoke to. My. Let me just gonna.
Yes.
Hello. Hi. So, you are the vanguard of Kyros's conquest. Not as tall as I imagined, but we can't all choose our executioners. Already a word of our defiance spreads throughout the lands. You're 7 times as stupid if you think our warrants here. Before you stands Captain Tarkus Ari, de facto leader of the dwindling Vendrian Guard. Short, sunburned, and agitated even when they're standing still. Her body is a compact sculpture of muscle and bone, and her face is short on symmetry, thanks to the stars and dents of a dozen brushes with death. Though your lives will certainly end here in Ascension Hall, she chortles, pointing upward to the ceiling, its stone arches somehow supporting the massive weight of the spire overhead. Consider yourself fortunate. Some of the finest rulers of Apex met death by duel in this hallowed hall. Truly there's no finer place to settle an intractable feud. Sisters, brothers, Ari looks back to her cadre of soldiers with a solemn nod. It has been a privilege to lead and an honor to share in your final days. She takes a deep breath. She turns to you, waiting silently. Lore or subterfuge? I can use my words against them. I am but the first of your problems. The chorus and the disfavor are right behind me, and the one thing they have in common is a hatred of you. Fine, just more gristle to chew upon. However many friends you brought, we'll be happy to slay them all. The captain nods at her own words, but looks to her soldiers and sees unsettled faces looking back. Steady yourselves, this is our moment of glory. Her rallying shouts echoes through the chamber, but does little to bolster the shaking morale of her crew. And what do you hope to gain from your rebellion? Nothing that we haven't already gained. Our pride, our dignity. These things you can never take from us. She smiles, her eyes distant for a moment. The Vendrian Guard can never stand against all of Kyros's forces, but we can teach others to resist, and maybe you'll run out of soldiers before we run out of stubbornness, but I doubt it. You would consign your whole team to death, your whole realm to death because of your pride, and you would kill us for not bowing to your banner. I would not let some servile bully lecture me on the subject of pride. Sounds like you could learn something about humility. It's a good thing you won't surrender. If you're a conscript, I would have whipped you to death. Seems your uprising amounted to nothing but dead kinsmen. And what did taking Vendrian's well cost you? How many disfavored corpses rust in the valley? How many choirmen fell to our blades? How goes the endless battle of the blade grave while you deal with us here? Ari laughs, wincing as she clutches her side. And tell me, are the Archons unified in victory? Did the armies bond in the camaraderie over our deaths? Our stand is here first of your problems. You traded your kinsmen to slow the inevitable, nothing more. We demonstrated that the armies of Kairos could be shamed by stubborn peasants. The Lord's empire is vast, his armies numerous, his magic unstoppable, yet he cannot destroy our fighting spirit. Hardly a show of force I expect him from a truly fearsome overlord. I hope that the argument keeps you warm in the emptiness of the void. Oh wait, no. I hope that argument keeps you warm in the emptiness of the void, guardsman. Any last words? Yes, a broad smile comes over Ari's face. Tell the voices of Narat. We are most thankful for his aid. We would not have made it far without his support. What? Son of a bitch. Alright. I like how I weakened all the resolves because of my speech. Anyway, I guess now's a good time to use our skills. Oh, it's one per encounter. Oh, that's cool. I won't do that yet. Cancel. Okay, well.
Can't do that.
You'd be unwell.
Oh, now.
Oh, what did they resist that? Okay. Alright, Iron Storm, motherfucker.
Ready?
What the fuck are you doing? Oh my god, I'm taking so much damage. Ah. Okay, let me just down a potion. Haha. Okay.
Await my signal.
You're not going anywhere.
Did that fizzle on me? Oh my god, it did. Okay. Okay. Bastiodon. Bastion, not Bastiodon. I'm not referring to the Pokemon. Okay. Alright. Barrack. I'll be sure might. There we go. Lovely. Right. Punishment. Stay engaged. Fuse to meet out. Barrack becomes the same first. Start combat. Engage it. I'll give you that. Yep. Right.
Damn thing couldn't pierce cloth.
I can't take much more of this. I need to try a different weapon.
Oh my god, I'm being
This is
drowned.
embarrassing.
Ow.
Blade out.
Help.
Shit.
Oh boy. Okay.
Ready?
Ah, shit.
I can't take much
What
more
the
of this.
fuck? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Entry? Ah, shit, a combo got interrupted. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, that's not good. That is not good. What the fuck are they using on me? Oh, I'm paralyzed. Oh, boy.
Damn thing couldn't pierce cloth.
I got it.
69%. Nice. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh my god, they disabled my spell casting. That son of a bitch. Well, that's gonna suck. Oh, my spell casting is back. Ah, thank goodness. Uh-oh. Lantry?
I got it.
I can't take much more of this.
Uh-oh. Get Lantry back up. Lantry, where's your fucking potions? And as for you, I will cast a fireball and burn you motherfuckers.
with my weapon.
Touch.
No, wait. It's blood.
Ah, that fizzled. Eh. Okay, Landry. Cannot heal yet. Well, heal yourself. Thrust upon you. I'll make you fall prone. Alright, now kick her while she's down. Stab her. Cut her up. Okay, did we get them all? We got them.
Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks?
Shut up, Landry, now's not the time. You worthless nuts. We may die, but others will follow our example. Mark my words. The captain coughs up blood. Crush them all. The fifth battle cry falls flat as he surveys the room littered with Venturing Guard bodies. Now that's how it's done, Fatebinder. I should be angry you denied me a scalp or two, but I ought to thank you for saving us the trouble. I'm sure that your Archon would be pleased that I managed to do the job for you. Well, of course, if anyone appreciates the delegation of risk to expendable outsiders, is the Archon of Secrets. Has received stubborn Aegis. The clatter and madness of combat finally ceased. The Ascension Hall is, for a moment, tranquil. You feel disfavored. The disfavored? Lost favor with the Venturing Guard, lost favor with the... Wait, how did I gain favor with the disfavored? That's weird. Make Pox take your children. Ari slumps to her crouch, her body trembling from injury and fatigue. But those words of defeat, the burning hum you've heard in your head for days and on end, tampers off into nothing. Your mind returns to the state of quiet you have not felt since before you proclaimed the edict upon vengeance will. And with that, Tyrus's edict of execution should be no more. You feel a tug in your chest as warm energy begins to form around you, and before you know it, you feel as if you are lighter than air. Oh boy. Holy shit, am I going Super Saiyan? Oh my god. Whoa, what the fuck? Oh my god. Holy shit. What the fuck just happened? Where are we? Well then. Where the hell are we? Where am I? Where the hell am I? The mountain spire. Oh, this is the spire! What the fuck? Where are we? You blink away the last luminescent trails on your feet. Of the luminescent trails in your field of vision. The masonry of Ascension Hall is replaced with wide open space in every direction, save for the slab of ancient stone beneath your feet. High winds shove you, pushing you off balance. The air is cool and thin, unsatisfying to your lungs. Is this? Landry looks out at the horizon, wide-eyed with excitement. Yes, this must be the mountain spire. When was the last time? Landry's eyes looked down over the ledge, dumbstruck by the vertical plumage. Landry backs away from the edge. I mean, to wretch. This is certainly a change. The wind ruffles the feathers in her hair, and Verse quickly smooths them down. A damn cold change. She peers over the edge. I think I could land on my feet if I jumped. Not that that would matter for long. Kairos, be merciful. What now? Barrack spins around on his feet, looking about, trying to take in as much as he can through the narrow visor of his helmet. Every way you look, the mountains rise along the distant horizon. The rivers and forests below bring to mind maps of Vendrian's Well, and you quickly trace the Matani, the Ironev, and all the numerous waterways of the region. Higher than you imagine it, this is indeed the pinnacle on the spire at Vendrian's Well. How did we get all the way up here? Ari strains to stand up, clutching her side. More importantly, how do we get down? The fifth eye aims a sharp glare at Ari. The Vendrian Guard must be rounded up and conscripted. The disfavored must be run down. The edict is done, and I don't think we're dead. We could feel the edict passing, no doubt. The soldiers below are sensing it too, and the Archons as well. I hereby claim this place. This is now extinction of Tunan's court. What? I'm pretty sure I don't have that jurisdiction. Send word to the voices of Nora that we were successful. Our glory overfloweth. We would happily carry such good tidings to the Archon, but this humble servant cannot fly. Besides, the voices is a master of all matters magical. I highly doubt whatever just happened escaped his attention. Agreed. Anybody who's seen what just happened knows the edict is over. But you should report to Narata and return with any news he has from me. Head through that portal. No telling how stable it is, but look closely, and you'll see the images of Ascension Hall in the haze. If you have trained eyes, that is. Of course, even if it's not stable, the alternative is jumping. So what do we have to lose? By Kairos' iron grip, how did the fifth eye taps his mask in a semblance of deep thought? The currents of magic glow as fire to our eyes. Strange that you saw this first. Salute. Keep watch over the Vendrian's Well for us. Consider these lands a gift from the Archon of Secrets, as well as an act of mutual self-interest. If these lands are court control, the law-abiding disfavor will think twice about using this valley as a staging ground for fear of offending your master Tunan. It has been a pleasure in the loins to watch you fight, good Fatebinder. The voices will be most pleased. With the edict resolved, our purpose is clearly and focused. The disfavored must be slain. No doubt I'm the very definition of an enemy of the Overlord. I didn't just resist, I led others into resistance, so I know what's about to happen. But I know when I've met my match, like most folk, I'll do whatever it takes to live. If you show me mercy, I will pledge my life to you, good Fatebinder. The Tidecaster bows on one knee, lowering her gaze. I know that I'm an oathbreaker, so my word isn't what it used to be, but I promise if you spare me, I'll serve you well. Why would I possibly trust you? Because I'm all out of reasons to fight you. The Vendrian Guard and the School of Tides are no more, leaving me with no loyalties or ties to, well, anyone. And we must all bow to Kairos' minions eventually, right? I would die before swearing fealty to the voices of Narat, and Rivan Ash would kill me in a heartbeat. If I am to serve anyone in this new order, it should and must be the Archon of Justice. You are the only servant of Tyranny I can think to ask. My mercy has a price. What will stay your hand if not my service? Is it wealth you desire? I have plenty stashed through the tears. I can lead you to it. The knowledge of the Tidecasters. I think that's just gonna give me the Frost Core sigils, which I already got, so I'll just say this. Then swear fealty to me. I, heir of the Tidecasters, do hereby pledge my life and loyalty to Rivan. She dips in a short bow before meeting your eyes with a trembling smile. I will serve and obey until such time as I am freed from my obligations. My party is full. Oh, this is kind of awkward. Oh, this is awkward. That's kind of awkward.
I will return to our holdfast at once.
Except, this is kind of awkward. I'll let the narrator do her thing. Okay, alright, guess the narrator's not gonna be talking. Vendrian's well has fallen. For the second time since the last conquest began, Kairos' armies take the citadel from its defenders. With your help, the Vendrian Guard rebellion has been crushed. Having taken the Ascension Hall with your Scarlet Chorus allies, you satisfy the terms of the edict. You and the forces of Tyros are free from the Overlord's death sentence. With the threat of execution no longer looming overhead, the Overlord's armies turned their attention away from the Citadel and towards each other. The tensions that flared over the long siege reached an explosive crescendo as the disfavored Scarlet Chorus armies clashed, iron and bronze, in a hasty, disorganized battle. After a brief exchange that left his soldiers bloodied, Ravenash withdrew his army from the valley, pulling the disfavored back to their secure fort in the Blade Grave. Once his army finished licking their wounds, the voices of Narat ordered the Scarlet Chorus to gather in the Stone Sea to prepare for war, this time against their former allies. The Archon of Secrets instructed his soldiers to respect your lawful claim over the spire, though a few greedy stragglers still lurk in the valley. The Scarlet Chorus were content to leave your stronghold uncontested. As days passed, the wounded and injured were nursed to health. You explored your strange bastion and planned your next steps with careful deliberation. As word spread that the Scarlet Chorus and the disfavored turned on each other, factions once resolved to bend the knee are inspired to instead continue the fighting. The Archon's feud had heralded the collapse of Kairos' offensive. Tunin, the Archon of Justice, observes the chaos and discord spreading across the land. The Archon summons his Fatebinder to return to the court at Bastard City and report his actions to Vendrian's Well. Our petty squabbles over a delayed siege have no doubt evolved into a respectable civil war. The voices of Narat will want to discuss the matter. By now he's pulled back to base at the Cacophony. I suggest you don't keep him waiting. The last time someone left the voices of Narat waiting, he pulled the skin off their hand and moved their bones into the shape of a glaring eye. Needless to say, it didn't heal well. I'll join you at the Cacophony as soon as I speak with Tunin. do that. The Voices Underworld loves to entertain new guests. I'm sure they'll find you quite diverting. Be seeing you, Fatebinder. Well, the dizzying energy from the spire falters. Whatever force awoken the powers that reside here gutters and fades, though a faint hum persists in the sculpture at the center. What? Stepping past the pile, almost to the close edge of the spire, the fifth eye lets out a squeal of panic. My exit vanished! It was just there! What the? The humming of the curious sculpture pulses and builds in volume as if it draws your attention. What the fuck? Oh, hi. What do you got? Control wave light. Oh. Ooh, tide casting. Huh. Oh, okay, so there's actual water spells, I guess. Huh. Well then. Oh. Summon a little water, slowly drowned. Yeah, that seemed to be a great counter against me, funnily enough. Alright. Boop. Yeah. Shrine upgrades. What the fuck is this? What the hell is this? Okay then. Okay then. Control your lives. Huh. Wow. Well, that's cool. But, huh. Wait, she level up again. Oh, I got 2 more talent points. Oh, neat. Runic barrier. Yep. To ride a straw. Crushing damage, do a strike, causing. Oh, neat. Not ebb loyalty. Ebb clears her throat at your approach, eyeing you head to toe with her arms folded. Her right hand plays with the knots of her tie and ties the cord of wrapped around her left forearm.
So if I might ask, what is your plan now? The edict no longer looms overhead, and Kairos' conquest of the Tears seems to be slipping. What with the armies and civil war.
First order of business, I should speak with Tunan.
I would counsel you to do just that. I'm sure the events of Vendrian's Well are best explained from your mouth to Tunan's ears. Furthermore, I'd guess the Archon of Justice would want to know your take on the Archons and their divide.
That's all I have for now.
Well, short of Tunan giving you orders on pain of death, you have the luxury of acting on your own volition. Though the disfavored are likely to come for you.
I should have went for the communist option and make the 2.
Whatever you decide, I'm at your disposal.
Your assistance will be most helpful, thank you.
And I am thankful to not be a bloody pile of offal in Vendrian's Well. Life under your banner will, I'm sure, prove most interesting.
A moment. Let's speak further.
What is it you need?
I have some questions for you.
Ask away.
Let's speak of magic.
You know, I normally charge for this, but for you...
Ebb smiles, awaiting your query. What can you tell me about your magical tradition?
Now, you know that's a very personal question. The knowledge I have is a centuries-old gift from the Archon of Time. I would sooner discard my life than the sanctity of that gift. I will speak in generalities only.
Ask. What else I can do is not tell you. Tell me how you influenced Tarada's grave. Trade secret. Not one I'm going to talk about. The School of Tides dies with me, and so too will this. And don't bother trying to change my mind on this matter. It'll get ugly real quick. Tell me how you influence ice, mist, and other forms of water. With years of training, now look, most of these secrets have already been stolen ages ago by the sages. Doesn't mean I'm gonna tell you just because the secret's already out. That means you can go ask someone else if you feel so entitled to know. And before you ask, I've learned plenty of knowledge from knowledge stolen by the sages, but no, I don't know how to do what Eb does. Magically, of course. Are you able to teach me what you know? I suppose I am capable of it, but no. The secrets of the Archon of Tides dies with me. Yeah. What are the philosophical teachings of your magic? There's a question I can answer. It would surprise you a little to learn that we see things, people, war, seasons to be cyclical, waxing and waning through the various forms like the tides and the light of Tarata's grave. The Tarata's two satellites visible by the naked eye, the tide-locked Tarata's grave, and the rapidly orbiting interlopers. Scholars have long studied the effects of the two moons on the ocean's currents and have great detail folklore concerns the origin of the moons. A common belief in Kairos Empire that Tarata's grave will finally set on the horizon when Kairos rules ends, whereas those of the tier would insist the moons are older than the old walls and will outlive even Kairos. The mind is limited. We're born and spent our lives dodging death. We expect stories to have a beginning and an end. We assume all things start and stop just like us. In truth, all things are cycles. By some matter of minutes, others by matters of years of light or lifetimes. The school of tides, we appreciate patterns of all sorts. Most are called the depths. The others find their interests sky-bound. Many still find the tides of human emotion and political fortunes more intriguing than inanimate tides found in the orbits and oceans. From what the Archon do the tidecaster draw upon for their magic? The first tidecasters were given the gift of magic by our school's founder, the occulted Jade of Archon of Tides. The occulted Jade, Archon of Tides, is the founder of the School of Tides, as well as its only ruler. Though she only wore the Archon occulted Jade never bowed to Kairos, though many have tried to compel her to do so, having arrived at sailors that made landfall at 5 wives. She is perhaps the oldest known living tearsman, capable of manipulating the oceans, the moons, and all transitory forms of water. Occulted Jade used her magic to form a cabal of seafaring traders, musicians, and academicians, and the dedication to the arts that helped the school endure, for by teaching these trades to the children of noble families, the school remained in good graces of the realms, being able to control most anything cyclical and fluid. Occulted Jade has lived for the centuries and could still be alive today, but none know with certainty. In the years before the conquest, the School of Tides discovered the Overlord's plan to invade, despite all assumptions that the Tier's resident Archon would defend her school and home. To the surprise of everyone, the Archon vanished across the seas, taking nearly the entire School of Tides with her to exile across the uncharted waters. Though she was not of Kairos' ilk, she was as powerful as any Archon, and from her name and legacy we can mimic the moon's pull on the seas and change its currents. And it's from her that we have spells to turn the moon's pleasant hues into a baleful ray of searing grave light. In all these years I have not grown tired of the thrill of power. It's a rush of carnal humors every time. I'm guessing you can tell me more than I ever wanted to know about moons. You'd be right. Magic is generally associated with the moon, Tarata's grave, but you have to know where the interloper is in the sky when mucking about with mystical forces. Do you control water, or do you mimic the tidal effects of the moon that the moons have on water? Both, actually. I'm amused you're keen on the difference. Our spells of ice and mist affect water directly, but are of limited volume. Displacing your own body weight in water is no mean feat. But if I were to move an ocean current, I'd drive myself nuts moving water in the front of a boat at a little at a time. That's where I use a cantrip to simulate a tidal pool. Antelope is the one that moves in the sky, if I remember the lessons correctly. Exactly. Antelope orbits Tyranny at a steady clip, and its orbit sometimes crosses in front of Tyranny's grave. It is the mystical calamity if you don't know what you're doing. Tyranny's grave is the big one, right? Tell me about it. Tyranny's grave is fixed in the sky, always overhead, day and night. It was first named by the folks living far to the east. They look to the west to see the moon like a permanent hill on the horizon, a grave where the sun dies each evening. That's how the older folks saw it. If you live in the western part of the world, Tyranny's grave is overhead all the time. This means that day and night it's reflecting the sun's rays, and if you know what you're doing, it doesn't just reflect, it magnifies. Let's talk of something else. Ask questions. Okay. Have you heard anything from Tidecasters that left before the war? No, and I don't like entertaining the hope. Those cowards are all gone. If they didn't die at the sea, they're dead to me. I reserve the right to be pleasantly surprised if they come back, eager to fight the good fight, but I'm not holding my breath. All the brave Tidecasters died, present company accepted. Fine, we can talk about other arcane matters.
You know, I normally charge for this, but for you...
Do you know anything of the magic of the Archons? Enough to know I'm out of my element. That is to say, I've studied the many Archons a great deal, and I have a great number of hypotheses and conjectures. Well, I'm not an expert yet. And like most who have invoked the Archons of times past to work magic, I do wonder what difference our birth or experience gives the magical potential to be an Archon. Most of my studies have been into the question of origins of form. It's known that we can emulate the magic of Archons that came before us, but it is possible to tap into the magic of Archons yet. To be, so far, the answer seems to be no. She looks at the ground with a rumpled smirk. Know anything about the old walls and the spires? Not enough. Never enough. Ebb smiles, twirling her staff in her hands. As a child, I was terrified of the old walls. I think that's true of most folk, now that I can, arc gravelight with a wiggle of my fingers. Oh, arc gravelight. I can arc gravelight with a wiggle of my fingers. Light is a magical term for the light of the moon. Tyranny's grave, specifically when harnessed and manipulated for nefarious purposes. While the moon's rays are normally incapable of causing much as mild sunburn, the Tidecasters have long studied the magic that can concentrate these rays into bolts or beams of searing dew. Okay. Well, I think I'm a shriveled old hag. Dying in the old halls would be a great way to go. What can you tell me of the Bane? What I know is largely taken from Master Camberell's work and some near-fatal experience venturing close to the old walls. As best as I understand it, the Banes are bits of magical will that have an extended life of their own. I'm off to believe that they nest or reproduce in the old walls, the only place you'll regularly find them. Our magic attracts Bane, that much I know to be true firsthand. Again, this is a personal theory, but I'm guessing they eat or drink magic, so our spells are invitations to die. Let's change the subject. Tell me about yourself. What would you like to know? Tell me about your name. Well, I was born in the Hazen Levenja for most of my life, and I suppose for all the days after I'm known and will be known as Ebb, Tidecaster Ebb, for those trying to be obsequious. I've also probably used a bunch of aliases that are going to haunt me at some point. Hazen, didn't realize you were noble. You were a nobility. I know, I dressed myself and cooked my own food, so misleading. Mother was a magistrate of Ardent. My father was admirably. It's mostly meaningless, though. Our lands are now the overlords. How did you get the nickname? It's one of those not especially funny jokes that stuck along its past season. I wrote the word Ebb incorrectly on a written examination. Master Fulvax started calling me Ebb from now on. He claimed it fit me and said it was I was a cynical little shit and that always sees the ebb, never the flow. What you want to know? Did you always want to be a Tycaster? So when I was a little girl, what I really wanted to be was a Marine. The burly bitch at the prow of a trireme? The first to crack some skulls when the ships ran. You know, I was living. Fortunately, the school sought me out before I got myself killed at sea. The School of Tides was looking for new blood, and my father was an admiral of Haven, so the school wanted me for the political connections. I got to spend my first couple of years proving I actually belong with the Tidecasters. That was fun. What else would you like to know? What did you do in the years before the war? Survive? Doesn't matter what I did. The people are gone, the places have new names, I'm just trying to stay focused on where the current's taking me now. How did you fall in with the Avenging Guard? Why, what does it matter now that they're gone? They seem to last hope for the tears, and any shitting fuck of a chance is still more than no chance at all. Let's change the subject. I have questions about the people of the Tears.
We all know how to swim, and we all know how to fight. Most Northmen are lucky to make half that boast. What would you like to know?
I'm curious about the people of Tears. Huh, I'm surprised. Never would have guessed you'd care to say this cuss for the people of the Tears. If you did, you wouldn't join a giant mob of rapists and pillagers to conquer us all. Ask a sage if you're curious about our culture. What are the major resistance to Kairos' rule?
Aside from the ones you slew? Well, the Vendrian Guard are the most staunch opponents of Kairos. With their passing, the Overlord's rule is absolute. Well, aside from the local Archons being in a state of civil war. Was there a particular group you wish to discuss?
Tell me about the Stone Stalker tribe.
Kairos' war was disastrous to the human realm of Azure, but a stroke of good luck for the numerous beastmen that toiled in Azure's endless wheat fields. With the Masters all dead, the serfs have been set free. The Stonestalkers are a tribe born from these newly freed beasts. I imagine they would never leave Kairos or the Archons. Too many generations have been enslaved. I'd wager anything they'll die before they ever bow.
Yes, and it's quite unfortunate.
Beastmen understand strength and leadership, but it's always in the concrete sense. I can't pretend to know how they think, but I could never imagine them accepting an absent Prima. A distant ruler they can't see or smell seems a bit too abstract.
Tell me about the Unbroken.
The Unbroken is the name of the military of the now-fallen realm of Stalwart. Every citizen of Stalwart was trained to fight, and all were expected to answer the rallying cry of the Regents, the ruling small council of the realm. A decade ago, Stalwart was the ass end of jokes Tearsmen would tell each other. The people of Stalwart are obnoxiously proud of a long history of being invaded, but never losing. The disfavored put an end to their vaunted record of victory. The Unbroken still persists, albeit marginally so. The disfavored withdrew after the Edict of Storms began shredding the landscape. Their holdfast of Sentinel Stand Keep was never taken, and the citizen army, though scattered, could still be rallied.
Tell me about the Bronze Brotherhood.
The Bronze Brotherhood is one of the most feared and famous of the Free City mercenary companies. They serve the highest bidder, and during the war, that was Kairos. Most of the Brotherhood perished in the war, but a handful, the crew hired to work at Lethian's Crossing. They got to babysit the Forge-bound and survived the last few years with minor losses. The band is too small to be a serious threat to the disfavored or the Chorus, but they are scourge-worshipping berserks that will adopt any enemy for the right price. Maybe even Kairos.
Are there other remnants of the Undergrounds that could still rise against Kairos?
Several sages came to our aid during the Second Battle of Vendrian's Well. I at first thought they meant to kill me, but instead they put their lives on the line for us. They spoke of others in their guild braving the Edict of Fire to salvage lore from the burning library. Though I may find them untrustworthy, it must be said that the sages have a certain fearlessness toward the Overlord. Perhaps that could be kindled further. Historically speaking, an alliance with the School of Ink and Quill is just asking to have your efforts stolen and your goals undermined. Mark my words, some things never change.
Would you rather they be our enemies?
Well, perhaps we can shove them in front of the enemy. And the ones that volunteered at Vendrian's Well weren't all bad.
Let's change the subject. She nods, silently awaiting your follow-up. While you can tell me about the different nations of the Tears. Before Kairos came, the Tears were the younger realms, the bastard Tier, and the free cities in about that order of prominence. We all trace our roots back to the Five Wives, though sometimes a bit of the ancestral shoreline seems that we all have in common. Tell me about the younger realms. Haven, Azure, Apex, and Stalwart have been the four major forces of the Tears in the last 4 centuries. A few other dynasties have tried their hand, but all eventually were defeated or absorbed into the 4 we know today. Not sure when the term younger came into fashion, but it's always been a term of humble contrast. Just look at the old walls. Someone was here before us and built them. Don't know really anything about them, but it stands to reason there used to be an older realms that did all this construction. Before Kairos came, the Tears were the younger realms, the bastard Tier, and the free cities in about that order of prominence. We all trace our roots back to the Five Wives, though sometimes a bit of ancestral shoreline seems to be what we all have in common. Tell me about the bastard Tier. It's the northernmost of the Tiers, and the choke point to the Northern Empire. It's been a hub of trade for centuries. A long line of merchant families and private armies have kept the realm largely lawless. Though many of you used to joke about the vast city being sacked by rabid dogs, Tunan's capture of the city was a terrible blow to the morale of the Tearsmen. You knew that the day Kairos was more than just a fun story to scare your kids. What can you tell me about the free cities? There's little free about the free cities, save for their independence for the younger realms. They're not physically adjacent, but rather politically allied by their shared hatreds of other realms. Most of all, the free cities were defeated with little effort by Kairos' forces. We heard it, Narod had to have agents hire up their mercenaries in order than to simply be elsewhere when the armies of the Overlord arrive. Let's change the subject.
Ask away.
What can you tell me about the Archons of the Tears?
Not entirely sure. Which is to say, there was a time I studied my enemy in great detail, but I've recently come to learn that much of my information was little more than lies and misdirection.
Know anything of Karen? Enough. She inhales sharply, folding her arms with a scowl. Why the hostility? The Archon of Stone destroyed much that I hold dear. Glad he's dead. What more do I need to say? What do you know of Siren? I'm sure there may be younger Archons in the historical records, but Siren is certainly an unusually powerful child. It's said that half of the Scarlet Chorus was recruited by the Siren's persuasive song, and I'd not doubt it. I also know of the voices of Nara put a shackle on her power. Probably feared that she'd become the favorite of the rabble. Oh, that's why she wanted me to take it off. Well, unfortunately for her, I have such high lore that I was able to resist, so ha. Anyway, what of the voices of Narat? The Archon of Secrets lives up to his name. If he weren't so loathsome a beast, I'd have admired his mastery of the magical arts. They say he knows all the sigils lost to history, but I've also heard that said that stolen knowledge is why he speaks in different voices. But in truth, I'm learning most of what I know is just lies and misdirection. I guess he'd be a poor Archon of Secrets if I had my facts straight. What about Graven Ash? Before the conquest, I assumed Graven Ash was a harmless old man, an Archon in name only past his prime. I could have not been more wrong. You're damn right, I got knocked out. Many have underestimated the great general by his age. Few of them have made the mistake twice. Ash is a remarkable general. He's led by his tiny band of disfavored on a nearly unstoppable rampage of the Tears, and does not seem to win his wars with obvious displays of mystic powers, but with old-fashioned leadership and good soldiers. So back under a blue flag, talked with the commander. I was told that the Archon knows the name of every soldier under his command, living and dead. The way the deceivers speak of Ash, you'd think he'd raise each of them from the cradle.
Ask away.
What do you know of the Arcane Society?
I know a great deal of the mages of the Tears, or at least their history. Most are dead now. I know a little less about the guilds sworn to Kairos' Archons, but I try to make an effort to know my opposition.
What can you tell me about the Forgebound? The Forgebound have an unusual sort of magic. They specialize in slow, painstaking rituals that do not produce the dazzling blast of energy and shards of flying ice like my own magic. Instead, their spells rather than immune to the fires of the forge, and at once with their tools of trade. I admit a bit of fascination with the guild. I much prefer the power and brutality of my own magic, but if I lived in a calmer, wiser time, I think there could have been great satisfaction in using magic to become the master of one's craft. Tell me about the Earthshakers. The Earthshakers are the disciplines of care, the Archon of Storm, and they share their master's command and tremors of the soil. And they also share Kane's aloof, brooding temperament. From what I gather, the Earthshakers serve the disfavored, but the relationship has been deeply strained by Karen's fall from grace. I could imagine the spear Karen shared with them, something subversive or treasonous. The Blood Chanters. The Blood Chanters are the voices of Nerod's cabal of mages. Their magic is taken from the sigil of the Siren, from the technique stored from the school of Wild Wrath, namely their magic of fire, as learned from the Thousand Embers, Archon of Fire. They barely qualify as a proper school or guild, most of them barely literate, and I bet most of them didn't learn a damn thing, just had their knowledge shoved into their heads by Nerat. No, the brutal buffoonery of course, but with the magic to make their bloodlust contagious, their only redeeming feature. Guess they make the sages seem not half bad. What about the school of Ink and Quill? Behind the Tidecasters, the sages of the school of Ink and Quill are the second oldest arcane institution in the Tears. We go way back a ways. There's still a lot of bad blood. If I'm being objective, the sages claim to be stones interested in collecting, archiving, and preserving lore for all of humanity. They're quite keen to gather lore, but in no sense do they seek to share their knowledge with their Tearsmen. Many of our secrets have been pilfered by sages' spies over the centuries, and we're not alone. The sages have the secrets of many other guilds. Their generations of theft have made them versatile and dangerous. What about your own guild, the School of Tides? Our patron, occulted Jade, Archon of Tides, is as old as the settlers of the Five Lives. And for the nearly 5 centuries, we've heard the masters of the coasts and rivers. These days, it's a school of one. You're looking at it. She thumps the chest with the bemused smirk. Why ain't your Icon fighting the war? About a year or so before the troops arrived in the Bastard Tier, the occulted Jade proclaimed the Age of Tears was over, and said she'd depart southwest into unknown, unending ocean rather than face Kairos. Most of my guildmates went along, choosing to rest at endless high seas rather than a battle. Few of us, the militants, as our peaceful brethren dubbed us, chose to stand and fight, to my knowledge. I am the last of those who decided to stay and fight. What are the other magical schools and guilds of Tears? They have been several to crop up and wither across the centuries. The Carter's Guild took their healing magic north centuries ago. The School of Flowering Winter always lumped along as an inconsequential group of goddas. Most of the schools in the Tears fizzled out early, slain by suspicious neighbors, or subverted and destroyed by one of the big three schools.
Ask away.
I'd like to ask you about our travel companions. She nods, suddenly awaiting your follow-up. What do you make of Barrack?
My one concern with Barrack is that he's still loyal to Graven Ash, and not to you. Barrack seems steadfast, faithful, and dependable. But if it comes down to you versus Graven Ash, therein lies the test.
If it weren't a tactical asset, if it weren't a tactical asset, it would be it'd be fun to try and pry him out of that suit. Curious to see if its midsection is as strong, as firm, and taut as I imagined it should be. Verse.
We should consider ourselves fortunate that one of the most deadly members of the Scarlet Furies considers you a suitable gang leader. That said, I think her involvement with you is entirely suspect. I would wager good money the voices of Naratis listening through her, or perhaps seeing what she sees.
You're not wrong, Landry.
Probably the only word thief I haven't wanted to dismember. Him? I'd merely play with an ice knife.
The Wandering Scholar thing seems an act. It's always an act with the sages, always pretending to know less than they really do. I'm sure he's got 1,000 reasons for why he's not like them, or more trustworthy than the rest, but I know his type, and I don't trust him. Oh, that's high praise coming from you. I'm gonna take a staff and repeatedly jam it into your backside until you prolapse. Oh, this staff. Ah, just like that. Balance is restored to all known existence. You had me worried there.
Ask away.
Let's talk about something else.
What is it you need?
We should discuss matters at hand.
I have a great deal of ambivalence regarding the Scarlet Chorus. Narad is worse than Kairos, yet many in the chorus were my countrymen. Most of them fighting because they will suffer worse indignities if they do not. So I must ask, what is your goal behind working with the voices of Narat?
None of those reasons in character, but you know, this was actually an accidental alliance, but oh well, I should have said we needed to work together, and oof. I don't know.
I'm not sure I find your silence on this matter of much comfort. I trust you don't wish a genuine alliance with that thing. There are much better ways to get us all killed.
I'm aware.
Ask away.
Oh boy.
What is it you need? Ask away. You know, I normally charge for this, but for you... Now, you know that's a very personal...
My command is to teach me what you know. You can order me into a battle I can't win and I'll follow that order to my death, but I'm talking what I know, I'm taking what I know with me to the end. But if something happens to you, who will preserve your school's teachings? Well, I don't know. The Archon are not my problem. This is all I have left that makes me special. Preserving the knowledge for the coxswains about to inherit the tears is not my agenda. What's it worth to you? Like she's still beating hard, throwing a charm bracelet made out of his beard, and now we're talking. Look, I'm all for the advancement of knowledge, but this is absurd. Outside of Kairos' severed head? Sure, bring me that. Silver platter's optional. I'll teach you everything I know about magic, and maybe even some of what I know about tying knots. I forget I asked.
Ask away.
Barrack. Barrack stares at you through his narrow eye slits, saying nothing at all. The only evidence that he still lives is the steam of heavy exhalations that escape the cracks of his helm. Are you alright in there, Barrack? You can just stare, unmoving. Though you can't see his face, you get the expression that his movement is darkened even further. The stench of his armor has intensified. Are you mad about something?
You betrayed Graven Ash, the Legion, and our northern countrymen. As far as I'm concerned, you are a traitor to this campaign.
Beric leans in close, looking ready to throttle you. It was my red as Tunan's fate minded to choose a side.
And your office compelled you to support the cause of a raving madman? If you have no better excuse than that, then I have nothing further to say to you. Let us be clear on one point. You have my blade, but my heart belongs to Ash and the North. I am a weapon bound to you only by duty, nothing more. My Lord Binder, you have something which requires my attention?
Beric salutes as he turns
What
to
can I
greet
do for
you.
you?
You should talk well, I've either of you noticed that you fight particularly well with each other?
The thought has crossed my mind from time to time. During the many battles of the Conquest, we found ourselves standing back to back with enemies on all sides on more than one occasion.
The big guy here is as useless as an empty scabbard without his phalanx to keep him alive, but I move fast
He
enough to
doesn't use
compensate
a
for it.
phalanx.
And it's nice having a living wall of rusted iron I can use for cover.
How do you think this is possible?
I would suggest that our fighting styles complement each other, but they do not. I would suggest that we get along, but we do not. We don't even finish each other's
Sentences. Okay, that was strange. Did you hear that? The next time I catch a whiff of Beric's meaning, I'm keeping my mouth shut.
Well, I want you to be training together.
Absolutely not. Our fighting styles are incompatible, and any disfavored lieutenant will tell you not to join at the hip soldiers who can't stomach each other.
I'm inclined to agree. If you want to pair up fighters, there has to be some great passion or magnetism between them. We don't have it.
If neither are you up to the challenge, then I won't force the matter.
Now see here, Verse's temperament and unpredictable ways are an annoyance, but no challenge is beyond my skill. Verse, we should take some time to face off in the sparring fields. It might even improve our disposition towards one another.
I'd rather watch you devour your armor one shaved off spoonful at a time. But since that isn't going to happen anytime soon, I suppose I'll make an effort.
Nice.
So, the Scarlet Chorus and Disfavored are at each other's throats. Can't say I didn't see that coming, but the Archons might have waited until one war was over before they started another.
Their war doesn't interest me.
Funny sentiment, considering you're in the center of it. Not that I'm judging. I'll say this much. Our time together is anything but dull. My blades are yours for as long as you'll have me.
Noted. I have questions for you.
What do you need?
I'd like to discuss your apparent connection with Beric.
You've just got to know, don't you? I suppose there's no point in hiding it. Beric and I are siblings.
What?
We share a father, if little else.
Wait, what?
I try not to think too much about some northern merchant dropping anchor in my mother's port, but it happened. And the fortunate result stands proudly before you.
How did you two become aware of this?
There were a lot of lazy days during the conquest, and among other things, I spent my off hours using messenger birds as target practice. You should have seen Ash's anger when he heard that was going on. One day, I snagged a bird that flew from the hands of a proud northern daddy. The missive was about the goings-on at the family farm. I recognized the name and handwriting from a note in my mother's belongings. There weren't too many people named Beric in the army, so tracking him down was no challenge. I cornered him in camp, and we shared a few heated words. Some blackmail, even.
She tried to extort rings from me, and I was having none of it. Not even Raven Ash would think less of me for our father's indiscretion.
I like your confidence, but my ring belt is feeling a little light these days. Maybe you want to take me up on that offer, or I can start whispering in disfavored ears. Think about it.
Do you even like each other?
I've tried to get along with that ironclad knot of repression, but it would seem he's having none of it. Good riddance, then. The war's tossed us together, but nothing says we have to keep that going. The most we do for each other is try not to get the other one killed, which is more than you can say for most disfavored in Scarlet Chorus.
How has this affected you, Bark?
Well, Verse has a nasty habit of jabbering in my ear and making this war intolerable. I plan on parting ways and returning to the north at first convenience. My father will answer for his infidelity. Beyond that, I am happy to consider myself in every way unaffected. My superiors once accused me of having an impulsive streak, but I have worked to suppress it at every turn.
When you go back home, send Father my fondest greetings and thanks. If he hadn't gone to ground on my mother's dry dock, I might not be here today.
My heritage was a point of pride and distinction before I met you, Verse. Not that you would care.
Have you noticed any significant impact?
I've asked myself about that several times, but unfortunately I don't have what you'd call a definitive answer. The Northerners put a lot of meaning behind family and blood. Seems arbitrary to me, but I don't want to discredit it entirely. I told you about what happened to my Scarlet Fury sisters. The hesitation I experienced. Sometimes I wonder if that wasn't because of my connection to Barrick. He's stubborn, regimented, everything I'm not. I suppose there's no telling for sure, but if I had to guess... Yeah. Sometimes I get messed up in my head, and learning I had a brother has helped me understand that better.
If we must.
What do you need?
My Lord Binder, what can I do for you?
You don't really like me very much, do you? Your deeds have earned you a measure of respect in my eyes, but do not mistake my approval for admiration. The question is irrelevant. Your support of the voices unround makes you the enemy of Rivan Ash, and no friend of mine. I cling to our allegiance and hope that it will end the war and bring dignity to the disfavored. We'll talk later. Yeah, I need to fix this. I did not mean to actually go full on. Well, actually, no, I did not actually expect this to happen. Something, unfortunately. Anyway, on closer inspection, a series of symbols carved out around the base of the structure comes into view. One symbol pulses with a blue-white glow. The pattern resembles the glowing lines of light seen on the floor of Ascension Hall's moment before you find yourself transported above the clouds. As you stare at the symbol, the chill of the wind abates you, and your chest swells with warmth. The air finally feels welcoming, your lungs sated at last. You state your claim on the tower and everything in it. Whatever that sculpture is, it belongs to you. I can feel the power running through this place. Eb surveys the surroundings, her gaze sweeping the object at the center. You can sense the magic of the spire even from down below, but up here, this close to the axis of the spire, the deluge of energy is numbing. I feel dizzy. Do you feel dizzy? Barrick massages the brow of his helmet, causing a howl of grinding iron to echo across the expanse. What is this thing? The surface of the stone edifice trembles at your words. For a moment, the solid rock undulates the same motion as a quiet pond rippled by the rain, and echo bounces back from afar. Your voice is distorted and not familiar. Is this thing? Your voice for a moment. It sounds like a song. The sculpture is once again still. There's a rush of warmth through your body, a jolt of enervation that steadies your balance. A barrage of tactile sensation floods your mind as you feel footsteps and wind, but not on your face or your limbs. A moment later, the flood of information begins to make sense. You are feeling the wind against the spire, and even the weight of your own feet as the spire were a second spine. With this connection made, you feel your awareness pull from its place, not as a traveler, but as one glimpsing the world from impossibly far away. In this moment, there's nothing you cannot see, though you can see it nearly all at once in a flood of sensation that is difficult to parse. You see a spire at the crossing of an ancient stone structure, two walls extending off in the distance. At the base of the external spire, the settlers and merchants act in every way unconcerned, toiling under the observation of unforgiving taskmasters. As the shadow of the spire falls over them, the mood changes, the settlers pause in a shared unease, then they look at the sky, towards you. Some of the faces looking at you are familiar, and you recognize this place as Lethian's Crossing, where you served during the war. Near the settlement, built at the joining of the ancient walls, you see the breach in the masonry, a cleft into the forbidden, hidden realm within the old walls. Drift closer towards the spire, or old walls. The shadows envelop you, muting all sound and vision with slight delay. There's a feeling of perversion, of wrongness. Whatever arcane power is allowing your senses to drift free of your bodies seems to falter in this place. Figures haunt the stone halls, drifting emanations of cloud, claw, and fang. They pay you no heed, but you fear them all the same. In the depths of this forbidden place, the deepest chamber is bathed in light. An arcane symbol illuminates the floor, though the details hurt your eyes when you focus. With a gentle tug, your focus pulls back to a new horizon, though it takes you a moment to recognize it as Vendrian's well. You return to the awareness of your immediate surroundings. The effect leaves you unsteady on your feet. The spire. The spire feels similar to the one you now occupy, though instead of radiating arcane life, it reeks of dust and crumbling stone. A branch withering once pulled from its tree. It reaches for you with a barely perceptible tug. The link between you and the spire recedes. The arcane bond is still present, but the mystical energies for the moment are quiet. Your body flooded with excitement and fatigue. It's unclear whether the mystic connection is strengthening you or siphoning. The tower offers nothing but a way of answer, and you know that asking would only yield more silence and mystery. The deluge of sensation is over, but the positions of the other spires still linger in your mind. From your vantage point atop the mountain spire, you can easily spot the mysterious structures, each of them rising high above their distant surroundings. Strange. Ebb curls her fingers and draws a sigil in the air to study how it fades. The magic of this place responds to you. The portal, the braziers, it all glows more vibrant when you approach. Before we get ahead of ourselves, it's worth remembering that you ended Kairos' edict. That's no small feat. Maybe your connection to this place is related. By the way, sounds like something for the arcane-minded to investigate. That's me. And also, Heb and, Lantry. Speak with me after you see Toon and Fatebinder. This favor need to be shown their place. If a dog acts up, you use a firm hand to put it back down. If we are to succeed in the tears, we must work quickly. I will be waiting. But then again, I guess Rivan would most likely side with the Scarlet Chorus at this time after learning more about it. If he were to go against the Scarlet Chorus, seeing how the Scarlet Chorus actually has beastmen on their side, the very people who raised him, or well, the species of the people who raised him, yeah, he would not want to fight against his people, even though that they're from a different tribe. Anyway, hello.
At least in theory, I'm supposed to be observing history, not getting myself wrapped into it. All the same, this is the thrill of a lifetime. Rarely does one stand so close to monumental moments in the making. For the moment, the Scarlet Chorus could be considered an ally. Let us hope the Archon of Secrets continues to find you entertaining enough to remain friends. The disfavors, on the other hand, will be a certain threat. The Civil War has removed Ash's pretense to play well with others.
Unfortunately.
So, I must ask, are you planning on taking sides in the Civil War? Or do you have other plans?
I am a servant of the Archon of Justice. That much has not changed.
Dutifully spoken. It is Tunon's duty to arbitrate matters between the Archons, so This rift between Ash and Narat certainly falls under his jurisdiction.
Unfortunately.
Here you are, thrust in the middle of the dispute. No doubt the mighty adjudicator will be relying heavily on you to get to the truth of the matter. Whatever you do next, consider that many eyes will be upon you, for you have both delivered and taken away the Overlord's edicts, and few will know how to make sense of the latter. You are an exception the Archons cannot afford to ignore. They will likely aim to control or destroy you.
Have you heard of edicts being broken before?
Most of Kairos' edicts were either worded to end in a manner of the Overlord's choosing, or the edicts have simply continued in perpetuity. That's not to say there haven't been stories of broken edicts. They're just uncommon. The oldest is, I think, Golbraith and the Edict of Sorrows, and that tale dates back to around the year 110. Aside from you, the most recent was the Edict of Twisting Grasses, back in 380. In all these stories, Kairos' edict very clearly gives its victim a single way to escape, and someone manages it. What's never happened is the pure abatement of an edict, like using a spell of warding or cancellation.
Have a moment. Let's talk further. Let's discuss the current matters.
Of course. How can I help?
You know anything about the region we're in?
The Spires predate us all. As far as I know, we're the only ones who've been up here since... ever? I think this might be a first. Perhaps the real Trailblazer had trouble getting down and was lost to history. Of course. How can I help?
What are your thoughts about our traveling associates?
Are you asking for an objective assessment? Or is this your way of saying you want to gossip?
Bash, what do you make of him?
You must have some leverage over him, as I would have thought he'd lead us into a disfavored trap long ago. Or maybe the region is just that polite? I must admit, I am completely fascinated by his predicament. Ever tried diagramming the articulations of his armor? Don't. It'll only lead to madness and ruination.
Verse?
I know little of swordplay, and couldn't work a curve and arrow to save my life. I can't really comment on the lady.
Lady? You're just afraid to talk in front of me, clear as day. Your sweat is easier to read than your ink scribbles.
What? No, not at all. I just don't know how to comment on a warrior's worth, that's all.
Spare me your blather.
Verse pauses to read Lantry's body language.
Huh. Think that, do you? Didn't know you had such swollen hope for me.
No need to keep secrets, Lantry.
A most fascinating specimen. I think she has great potential. A dangerous amount of potential, to be blunt. The Scarlet Furies are the fighting elite of the Scarlet Chorus, and that means floating to the top of a sea of blood and chum. We should consider ourselves lucky to have her on our side, with her weapons usually pointed away from us.
Agreed. What do you make of Ebb?
Good tidecasters stay underwater. Kairos did the Tears a favor by erasing those moon howlers from history. A shame one of them escaped justice.
Oh boy.
I like that I make you this agitated. Considering all the things that don't seem to bother you in the slightest. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of getting off on how much power you're giving me here.
Oh. And then there's your coquettish act whenever someone calls you on your teeth. I'll be the one ready to tangle when, not if, you decide to pounce.
Let's speak of something else. I have some questions for you.
I am nothing if not a semi-reliable font of knowledge. What did you want to discuss?
I would like to discuss arcane matters.
And I'd be happy to oblige. Ever since the fall of the Vellum Citadel, it is hard to find someone with whom I can discuss such things.
What do you know of spellcraft?
I've forgotten more than most blood chanters have ever learned. What do you want to know?
What can you tell me? Can you teach me anything?
I think you know all I can teach you.
I think I already asked you about it. I don't know why it's already highlighting.
And I'd be happy to oblige. Ever since the fall of the Vellum Citadel, it is hard to find someone with whom I can discuss such things.
That's all for now. Then I have this weird spire option. Ingot, bonds, alchemy supplies, hide, edicts. Oh. Yeah, that's the one I read out. No edict, no edict. Okay. Okay. Subterfuge. Merchant Motley. With a motley collection of items for sale, we'll create a camping. Also create camping supplies periodically. Okay. Huh. Well, I don't know what the fuck to do with these shrine upgrades for the moment. I think for now, we're just gonna make our way to Tunin. Actually, where the fuck do we go to find Tunin? Stirring Visions. Whatever you did in the Ascension Hall, Avengers Well is giving you power to interact with the Spire. Before you ascended to the Spire, you had a vision of when the Eden broke. Understanding this vision might help you better grasp this new power you have acquired. Okay. Find a way to Lithium's Crossing. You have gained access to Even. The regional Spire is attached to the old walls. Travel there and find a way to gain access to the Spire. The voice of Kairos. The Bastard City. Oh boy. Oh, I see. These are supposed to be fast travel areas, I'm guessing.
Can't do that.
Wow. There's a lot of places I've not been to. Huh. I shall head to the Bastard City, to Tunin's Court. Oh boy. We have a lot of shit to do. Oh boy, I have a lot of shit to talk to Tunin about. Come on, team. Let's move. Oh boy. Fatebinder Calvio. Hello, fellow Fatebinders. Archon of Justice, Tunin. Hello.
You call yourselves officers of Kairos' army, but your conduct falls short of my expectations. The court finds your accounts of Vendrian's Well lacking, rife with misdirection and fallacy, foul with baseless accusation.
The shadows beneath Tunin's cloak darken and flare around him. Murmurs of unease erupted the court. I'm just gonna listen. Rivan's just gonna listen. He knows not to be disrespecting. Your Honor, I relate the events as I experienced them. You can well imagine why my version conflicts with his. She makes a dismissive gesture to the Scarlet Course representative. On my honor and on that of the great general, I would sooner snap my sword than perjure myself before you, Archon. Oh, so you imply that falsehood comes... oh, wait. Oh, so you imply that the falsehood comes easier to my lips than yours? You're a fool if you believe that the Archon of Justice won't see through your lies, because the disfavored think themselves better than an honest gang.
Silence. The contradictions in your statements will be examined, and falsities threshed from truths. If we find you have perjured yourselves, Blood and Mark will see to your fate.
Blood and Mark? Karas' knife in the shadows, unseen the drop of poison. Oh, he's basically his assassinator. What's this? So he's basically an assassin. The Archon turns, and he feels gaze upon you.
Fatebinder, we will start with the matter of the Archons. Graven Ash and the Voices of Nerat have declared war upon each other. In addition to violating Kairos' peace, they have thrown the conquest of the Tears into disarray. By all accounts, these hostilities began shortly after your arrival. Tell us what transpired.
The Archons could not agree on who should lead the siege and descended into the accusations of treachery. Seemed a mutual spat. The disfavored were more deserving of the honor. Our tactics and training... Oh, wait. No, I gave it the wrong voice. The disfavored were more deserving of the honor. Our tactics and training outmatched the Vendrian God at every turn. What balderdash! The disfavored couldn't tip over a straw hut if they had a week to strategize. Our holy mob was better equipped to overwhelm the Vendrian God. Our recruits were ready to throw themselves at the enemy if only Ash and his legion would agree to our plan.
The Fatebinder presents testimony. I warn you both against speaking out of turn. Something more than a mere disagreement unraveled this campaign. But I will return to that in time. Let us speak of Ascension Hall. From all accounts, it would seem you were instrumental in its capture, or so the petitioner of the Scarlet Chorus testifies. The disfavored commander has a dimmer view of the matter. Lend me your perspective.
I allied with the Scarlet Chorus, and we took over the Citadel with an unstoppable advance.
The edict meant certain doom if the siege failed. So why, when your survival depended on it, did you join your strength to the Scarlet Chorus and not the elite disfavored?
The Voices of Marat was willing to win the Citadel at all cost. Ash values his army more than his duty to Kairos. For a long while, the Abjugator hovers in silence, shadows trailing from below his robes.
I will consider this testimony at length. The court thanks you for it. Is there anything you wish to add at this time?
I have told you all that I know.
Your testimony is accepted by the court. The statements of our guests raise questions in my mind. There is much about this campaign that has caused me to wonder. A shipment of iron weapons was short on arrival. Where coveted iron is concerned, I don't believe it to be a clerical error. One of my agents recovered this seal in Echo Call. It belongs to a merchant collective. Lethian's Crossing is teeming with their kind. If you would root out treachery, I would advise starting there. Petitioners, leave us. I would have a private audience with the Fatebinder. Ascend and join me. You will find the way opened.
Yes, tune in. Oh shit. Speak with Tunin privately. Rivan, I see you returned to the fold. Your exploits in Rendrian dwells are a matter of some discussion. The Fatebinder of Balance regards you with a discerning eye, and for the moment you feel as if she is trying to peer the very depths of your mind. What can I do for you? I'll talk to you later. Right.
got it.
I'll speak with the rest of the Fate Binders later. Arcana Justice.
This civil war, this feud, is an insult to Kairos' peace. It should not have taken the better part of a year to silence the last vestiges of the Oathbreakers.
Tunin regards you in thoughtful silence. I agree, Your Honor.
Our allies squabble while our enemies regroup.
Hey, simply for
It
Tunin.
falls upon the court to measure the extent of the damage, and to execute the agents of disorder. I suspect that treachery, negligence, disunity, and greed have infected one or both of our esteemed allies. Until you are instructed otherwise, this matter is the court's primary focus. Graven Ash and the voices of Nerat must be examined in close detail. You are charged with observing the Archons and presenting your case that one of them has wrought chaos and disorder upon the Tiers.
I shall make this my mission, Your Honor.
As always, you will be held accountable for what you do in the court's name. But you are free to conduct your investigation in the manner of your choosing. You must expect lies, misdirection, and manipulation. Suffer not such obstructions of justice.
Good thing I have a high subterfuge skill.
They say
Hey.
the voices of Nerat holds you in higher regard than most. Use this alliance to enter his confidence. It seems unlikely the Archon of Secrets is more honest with friends than with rivals. But to his friends, he has been known to divulge much. The disfavored will likely be less cooperative with your investigation. They will no doubt assume Graven Ash's honor is beyond reproach, which is all the more reason to scrutinize the Archon of War closely. And if the ironclad forces discourage your inquiry, I charge you to make them talk. Speak their language of battle if you must.
I shall speak with the Archon of Secrets.
Your fellow Fatebinders have been busy acting as my eyes and ears. I have a few leads for you to follow. You should, of course, speak with your brothers and sisters of the court if you need further counsel. The disfavored have made use of the Sage's network of dovecotes and messenger birds as they come under capture. I've heard multiple claims of strategic communications gone missing.
I see.
The Sages are broken, their citadel in flames, but they were not slaughtered to the last. Some of their numbers still congregate around the smoking husk of their burning library. If they have been reading disfavored communications, learn what they learned, then execute them. The Oathbreakers were reported to be using iron armaments, more than they might acquire from looting what few disfavored they killed. Any iron in the Tiers not rusted through was made by forge-bound hands in Lethian's Crossing. Between craftsman and quartermaster, someone let iron fall into enemy hands. Investigate this matter and bring the thieves to justice. There is a final matter to discuss. A sensitive topic.
Though it's impossible to gauge from this expression, Trudon seems more worried than usual. What concerns the court, Your Honor?
In spite of the many shortcomings at Vendrian's Well, you managed to make a name for yourself. You proclaimed an Edict of Kairos, resolved its demanding conditions, and ascended the mountain spire.
Wait, how did you know that?
Any one of these feats would be worthy of recognition by the highest authority. You managed to accomplish 3.
Just another day as a fate binder. And anyway, I was simply doing my job, Your Honor.
Your sense of obligation to your role is admirable, but modesty will not recommend you to the task ahead. Whether by design or by accident, you have captured the attention of Kairos' army and the local Tiersmen alike. This is no small opportunity, and the court charges you with exploiting your new standing to its fullest potential. You have a title in our hierarchy. However, it's a little-known secret that one's standing in the world is determined by their infamy, their deeds, and how they come to be known. Mind this notion as you bring justice to this lawless frontier. There may come a time when your deeds speak for you louder than any title. Whatever you did to capture the attention of the masses at Vendrian's Well, I would encourage you to do so again.
Great deeds will define me.
You begin to understand. Whether your acts are favorable or heinous, it falls to you to bring greatness to this campaign. You are dismissed.
Oh shit.
Should the court have need of your presence, you will receive word. Go forth and do my bidding, and bring glory and honor to the tears in Kairos' name.
Tunin raps his gravel against the floor, a singular note resounding throughout the hall. Where did I get my control illusions? Okay.
Sorry, I can't.
Oh boy, got a lot of shit to do. Well, they don't call me the Fate Binder for nothing. Let's see what we got here. The Trial of Archons. Yep. Speak with the voices in the rot. Investigate the spires. Right. I gotta do research on this shit. Gotta figure out if, considering there's a maintenance costing, I'm afraid if I might buy this, might hire some guys I'm gonna have to maintain now. Like an upkeep of some sort. Anyway. That shall be it for now. Until next time. I bid you farewell.